All right. Welcome back to another Medicinal Mass Media production on the Tartaria server, the only official Tartaria voice chat out there. Go to discord.gg/Tartaria. Here we are. We've got Jim Waterworld debating Ed Freeze. And the format is, what is it, 2-minute opens? And then we'll pass it off 10 minutes apiece?
15.
15 minutes apiece? Okay. Who wants to go first? Do you guys want to flip a coin, or?
I'll go first.
All right,
No,
yeah.
It's a decision. If Beck can come on camera, that would be great, and then we can go.
Yeah, you can start off, Jim. I'm just getting my camera here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I got my I got my countdown timer, so there you go. Thanks everybody for showing up. The big thing is we think it's a ball, though it measures flat. We think the Earth spins, though we don't feel it. We think the Earth moves around the sun, though we can't measure it. We think water curves around the ball, though we can't see it. We think light curves in the medium of air, though we can't prove it. We think gravity exists, though we can't explain it. We think there is a universe, though we can't verify 95% of it. And we'll get into that part, hopefully. So anyway, all of our natural experiences tell us we live on a stationary topographical plane. Water at rest doesn't bend. The horizon is horizontal. The sky moves around us. Motion around the sun is never seen, never experienced. It measures flat. Our world measures flat. We don't notice spin. We don't see light bend. We can't define gravity. We can't even, we can't define whether it's Newton's gravity or Einstein's gravity. Dark energy is out there, 95% of the universe. We have an elliptical orbit instead of a circular orbit because of math and equations and physics, not because it actually is that way. Relativity says we can't see motion of the Earth. It looks like we're the center, and the coordinate system could be either one. We have an early warning system that was established in 1957, which says we can't go to the North Pole within 500 yards of it. And then, of course, we have the Antarctic Treaty that went into effect December 1959. Signed 1959, went into effect 1961. We can't go freely and privately 60th parallel or more south than that. We can, and the thing is, we can empirically validate our stationary topographical plane. 2 minutes right there.
All right. Ed, do you want to Ed, what's this? Ed, the real world globe. Okay, you ready for your 2-minute presentation?
Sure.
Alrighty.
Okay, so I didn't really hear much about the flat Earth. It was basically anti-globe this, globe doesn't exist that. Well, of course we can measure the globe. We can measure the effects of the globe. Not sure what else to add. I yield the rest of my time.
Is Ed gonna go on camera?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
How'd you guys swap? Did you
Ted, are you gonna go live camera like we agreed to, live on camera as we agreed to, and not just a cartoon?
Well, that's literally my face, but
Are you going to go live camera like we said, like we agreed to? David, we agreed to a live camera. Are you gonna have a cartoon, or are you gonna?
I don't think anyone said live, but I can try to oblige.
Yes, please do. Please do.
Okay, well, you can go ahead with your 15-minute thing.
I don't want to start until I can see that you're actually on camera. I will wait. That's not a problem.
Nice.
Well, that is what you agreed to, Ed, to be on camera.
There we go.
Hey, Dobin, I'm not going to play games like this.
Well, I'm literally on camera.
He's
so-
back on. We can
Don't
get
look
back
at
on track.
don't look at me, man.
Jim, do you
Dobin,
wanna take
Dobin,
off
I'm not
with your
gonna-
15
not
minutes?
Hey, Demon, I'm not going to play games like this.
Oh, I thought he was on
We're
screen.
adults. We know what camera means. We watch it on Modern Day Debate. I did 2 of them yesterday, and I know what camera means. I will not be played with, Demon or Dovid. He agreed to it. He knows what it means. And if he's going to play games like this, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I agree. Ed, do you want to
Well,
go on camera like
I
agreed to?
already told you I'm. Well, I am on camera, literally. So.
You are not
But-
on camera. You know what on camera means. Dovid, and Demon, we know what on camera means. I'm on camera. I want him to be on camera like he agreed to, or he will default because he's not keeping up with his terms of the debate. I am not playing games. Guys, I am not playing games. I'm telling you right now.
This is not a game, and I already told you I've been ill for like a week.
Then
I'm not.
I gave you
Yeah.
every opportunity to go
That's
till
right.
May 6th until
Uh-huh.
you felt better. 2 weeks is nothing in our lifetime. I gave you 2 weeks. Dobin
Okay.
knows that I gave you till May 6th, 2 weeks from today, to get better so you can go on camera. So you had no
I'm
excuses.
fine right now.
And you
actually.
have it, and you're making excuses right now. You either go on camera like I am, like we agreed to, or we're not going to have this
I'm
debate.
literally on camera. That's
No, you
literally
are not.
my
Dovid,
face on camera.
Dovid Demon, if he doesn't go on camera so I can see when he's lying to me, you know, with his eyes or whatever. If I can't see him lying to me, like he can see me, if he thinks he's lying to me, we're not doing this. This was not the agreement.
I got
am not a child.
Hey, Ed, do you have
I'm kind of
can,
with Jim on this one.
can you take a picture of your eyes as you tell a lie so we can, and you can just switch to that whenever you're lying so Jim can tell? I'm joking, but honestly, do you want to come on
I
camera
see.
so this is fixed?
This is as far as I'm willing to go.
Okay, then it is over, guys. I'm sorry you showed up. I'm sorry I have 6 hours worth of presentations available that I was going to get in within 3. I'm sorry I've wasted most of my afternoon making sure I redid my notes, put it in my brain. I'm sorry that we all did this. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. If he doesn't go on camera like I'm going on camera and doesn't play games like he's playing games, this thing is over. And it is now 5:11.
This has nothing to do with games.
I will
We
give
can
him
just
4
have a
minutes.
debate.
I will give him 4 minutes to grow up into adult
I
male.
don't
and
care
then I'm
about
gone
your
at
timer.
5:15. Dovid, I'm gone at 5:15 if he doesn't become an adult male and come on camera like we agreed to.
Hey, you better
Again,
grow
I
up
am
there
literally
really
on
quickly.
camera. I don't care about your timer. Did he just walk away? That's cute.
No, I was just saying, you
Ed,
better
I don't
grow
know
up
what
there
you
really
would-
quickly, Ed.
I don't know why you would try to pull this, though. I mean, did you think that the debate would go with you just putting a picture of you up? Like, you know
He
that
never
Jim only does.
specified anything.
Check-
So
You know that
Yes,
Jim
mate,
only does
obviously.
on-camera debates. I mean,
I'm
made it clear
literally
that-
on camera. I'm not gonna say it again.
Oh, mate,
Okay,
you are
yeah,
taking
you're
the
just-
fucking piss. You really
It's
are.
ridiculous.
You are ridiculous, man. How the fuck can you expect us to take you seriously if you're gonna fucking come out with this shit?
Hey, Dovid, if he doesn't go on camera like agreed to, like I am, like modern day debates, like the 2 debates that the Mr. Modern Day Debate guy down here who was great, Madian, Yadian, he's come here instead of moderating one of them yesterday. He's going to come in and actually listen. He's a great guy. He's very fair. And both people I debated yesterday on Modern Day Debate Discord went on camera. It was just fine. This good gentleman down here moderated one of them. He's here today just to watch. I appreciate him more. He's a Glober. He believes he's a Globe Earther. But everybody on Modern Day Debate Discord yesterday showed their face with me. I debated 5 hours on Modern Day Debate yesterday. Modern Day Debate Discord for 5 hours. Both people were. Battleborn was one of them. We were on camera for 5 hours. There were no games played whatsoever. This guy's playing a game. Dovid, if he doesn't come on camera,
Of course he is.
and
Jim.
if he
Jim,
doesn't come
listen.
on camera, he should be banned from this server. He
Yeah,
should
Jim,
be banned
Jim.
from this server.
Jim, I wouldn't be so rude as to ask you to calm down, but listen, mate, yeah, I know what you're saying, man. I'm a bit embarrassed, actually, to be sitting here, like, and you're invited to our place, and this guy's pulled this stunt on you. It's rude.
Ed, is there anything
You
that
have
we
two-
can
you
do
have
to
2 more
try and
minutes.
get you on
It's
camera? Is
now
there anything that you're
5:13,
averse
2 more
to?
minutes.
Is there a reason you don't want to go on camera?
Yes, because he's a disambiguous
Yeah, I kind of
motherfucker,
feel like
that's why.
shit. I'm still
I gave
recovering
you
from the flu.
I gave you 2 weeks. I gave you this morning
Uh-huh.
2 weeks to feel better,
Okay.
and you said no.
How about you
I
just
gave you till
hold
May
on.
6th.
Hold on, Jim. How about can you just put like shitty lighting on just so we can see at least your figure?
I'm good.
That's a joke, Demon Stride, man. He either shows his face or he doesn't.
Look, we could have been 10 minutes ahead already. Why this stalling?
Okay, guys, David, he needs to be banned from this server because he's playing games. He's acting like an 8-year-old. I'm here. I'm on live. I was on live on Modern Day Debate for 5 hours yesterday. I was with the Trumping Tribune for 2 hours last night. I was on
know.
camera for 7
Jim.
hours yesterday. I want you to ban this guy if he
Jim,
doesn't come on
Jim,
camera.
here's the thing, we're not gonna-
You
Yeah.
can't just kangaroo court him and ask him to ban the guy in front of everybody, can you?
Well, we're not going to
Yeah,
ban him, but
it's
I'm
not
probably
quite
not going
like
to host
that.
a debate with you again, Ed, if you can't at least adhere to the terms. I'm fine if you don't want to be on camera. Let's schedule a debate where you don't actually come on camera. And, like, if the terms are you at least put a picture up, we can deal with the debater that way. But literally the terms were on camera.
Yeah, well, I'm literally on camera. You have to be
You are
specific.
not
on-
literally
Right.
on camera.
How
you
long are
lying.
you going to keep saying that?
You can see my face right there.
Yeah, this
Before
shows
you
a
act, you
complete
don't
lack
miss.
of regard for all of our time, right? So either
you.
okay, I think
Oh,
it's fair.
sorry.
Either you go on camera and we get this debate going, okay, or you can just leave and we can just
Yeah,
get
fuck
going
off,
with
man.
something else here.
Not even be
This is a
polite and
waste
ask
of
him
time.
to leave. Just tell him to fuck off, man. He's just wasted all our time, including Jim's. Like, it's a fucking joke, man. It really is. I stayed up late for this.
And thank you, Jason, for doing so, because you're 6 hours ahead.
Sorry, I shouldn't white knight you, Jim. I know that's not very cool, but man, that's just bloody rude, man. Coming in here doing that.
I
Yeah,
really
really.
look forward to listening to what you guys have to say. Really did.
Oh,
That's
we
a
wouldn't be
shame.
sitting here otherwise, would we?
Well, I'll
How about this?
put on some sunglasses.
Yeah.
How about that?
That works. I don't care if you got sunglasses on or not. Sounds good to me.
What, you've got to wear sunglasses to talk to us? Come on, dude. Fuck me, man.
Hey, David,
Jason,
it's
it's a joke
5:16.
because
David,
Jim sees
David,
lies
it's
in the eyes.
5:16.
Okay.
It's 5:16, David. I'm past 1 minute. If he's not done in another 60 seconds at 5:17, I'm gone. And you guys, you Globers, can say anything you want to about me. I am here on camera, and I have everything ready to go, and he's playing games. Your Glober friend is playing games. I'm right here, 7 hours live camera yesterday, 7 freaking hours live camera, and I'm back here again today. I'm telling you right now, guys, this is why I think you Globers are satanic, because you are absolutely liars.
Yeah. I've got, for once, I'm going to have to agree with him.
Jim,
You lot
what
are
do
just bloody, what's the word? Filibuggering or something, isn't it?
Filibustering,
What
yeah.
you doing?
Ed, you're making me look bad.
Filibustering. Yeah, man. He is indeed.
So are we done? David, are we done?
If we are, don't just shut off, Jim, man. Hang around and have a talk with us.
I don't know if we have to
Oh,
be.
I'll hang around.
I think Ed is getting on camera, so
There
Very
you go,
good.
buddy. How's that? Can you actually see my eyes now and tell if I'm lying?
All yours.
Oh, that was your
I
face.
don't think so. I don't think so, though.
You look like you're trying to obscure, who you are right now.
Fuck
We-
me,
we
man.
can't see
How
who
much
you
I'm
are.
a Sorry, but how much of a
Right,
joke
well,
are you?
I am on camera. Though,
What?
So, Jim, you can go ahead.
Jason, really, it's fine. We got him on camera. That's what we wanted, and we really want to just get this going. So let's just, be satisfied with what we got.
Okay, I'm muting.
It's all good, Jason. Thank you.
All right.
Are we waiting on something? Demon, are you here?
Oh, it's
No,
my
I'm
turn.
here.
Never mind, my
We're
turn.
waiting
Okay.
for the 15-minute rebuttals.
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went through the opening 2 minutes, and I'm going to get my 15-minute timer going.
All right.
Basically, you're looking at the eyes are useless when the mind is blind. We are all born into a prison system we cannot see, therefore we cannot get out of. When the veil is lifted, there is no turning back. And this is where you get into the magic or the magicianry of the globe. If the evidence of one's senses are believed, then in the mind, the magic is made real. The doctors of divinity, the Roman Catholic Church, the Jesuits have become the doctors of science, fabricating a whole new reality, rejecting the testimony of their own senses, only to place what was left in the trust of the architects of the new reality, which is science. Cardinal Wolsey of the Catholic Church once said, learning against learning. The second learning, what was the biblical scriptures? The first learning was to work against the biblical scriptures, learning against learning. So when one believes the evidence of one's own senses and follows the convictions of his conscience, his liberty, his mind is independent, and his will is his own, he will think for himself. But when one feels bound to reject the testimony of his own senses in favor of a version of reality that he has never seen or tested for himself, he bows in intellect to the superiors and teachers who have done the thinking for him, waiting attentively upon them to tell them what to believe next. We all had some fairy tales when we were growing up, I would think. It's really quite interesting. Some of us believe in the Tooth Fairy, some of us believe in the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, and the Fairy Godmother. But the fairy tale we never rejected as we got older was the globe. Simple ways to know you don't live on a ball or a globe or a sphere or an oscillating spheroid. You have gas pressure without a container. There's no evidence of Earth curvature. There's no evidence of Earth spinning. The sun is not illuminating the moon. We can see farther than we are told we can. Rockets can't propel off of anything. It's a violation of Newton's third law of motion. Large bodies of water at rest seek level. And then you have the Selenalian eclipse, which is called the impossible eclipse as well. After spending time looking into Michelson-Morley, Lorentz contraction, the Lorentz transform equation, special relativity, general relativity, 1919 eclipse, time dilation, length contraction, and Cavendish, it is quite easy to come to the following conclusion. We don't live on a ball or an oblate spheroid. We just don't. Here are some facts for people to consider. 9 million people starve to death in our world every year. 800 million have hunger issues every day in our world. 900,000 are homeless just in the USA and UK alone. 25 to 50 billion per year could solve hunger in the USA. NASA and Space Force spend 50 billion a year or $136 million per day to not explore outer space. Let that sink in. Let's see who gets funded more. Who gets funded more, Globe Earth or Flat Earth? Globe Earth versus Flat Earth. Since 1958, NASA has been funded approximately $700 billion with a B. Space Force has approximately $50 billion since December 2019 when it started. And there's 75 other space agencies. Now who knows how much they've spent? Education, maybe for teaching heliocentrism, maybe 800 billion to a trillion. Entertainment, 500 billion. Now let's adjust for inflation. Could it be that Globe Earth has been funded 8 to 10 trillion with 12 zeros since 1958 from all resources when adjusted for inflation? How much has the flat Earth been funded since 1958 by NGOs, foundations, taxpayer money, printed money, borrowed money? I would think zero. Do you think that's fair? But that's okay. Now, this is my first effort. This is my first effort at screen sharing, so forgive me for just a second. Hope you can all see this. You Globers, you
Ballers, what do you think? Close and local with a nice little hot spot here in St. Joseph, Michigan. Or do you think 91, 92, 93 million miles, 94 million miles away in your fairy tale? What do you think? Think on a ball we would be doing this? I don't think so. It is an example of God's stationary topographical plane. What do you think, ballers? What do you think, globers? What do you think, anti-flat earthers? Are you going to take the loss, lick your wounds, come back and bother us with something else on social media? Or are you going to make your little excuses because your lives are totally worthless, because you're doing it for free, or you're a paid shill or agent who needs the extra few bucks so you can send your kids or children to school? What do you think? What do you think, anti-flat earthers? We laugh at you. Look at this. Most perfect example of God's stationary topographical plane right there in front of me. Enjoy.
Did you hear that okay for future reference? Did you hear that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so very good. Okay, here's another one.
What?
Did Demon, did you hear that okay? Okay.
It was doubling.
Also, Demon, can you link your stream real quick so we can get it to the people in the lobby? I tried to find it. The one I have is taken down, so I don't know.
I'm gonna head to another minute 12 one just a second. Thanks guys for being patient while I navigate this. Here you'll get an idea of, in about 10 seconds, it will get a little bit more streamy, a little bit more, not so, what do you want to say, bumpy. This will give you an idea if we are under a dome, what could happen in the southern latitudes as far as the star rotation. If you look at the northern, it's bending around counterclockwise, and the south it would be going clockwise, and at the equator it would be going more east to west. So this can give you an idea what the southern star trails can do and why they would go clockwise as the north would go counterclockwise. So if Ed or a future opponent says, southern star trails cannot be talked about, substantiated, well, this is one possible way if we lived under a dome. And one more here. This one's very short, and a lot of you have already seen this.
You're not sharing your screen anymore. Oh, okay, never mind.
Can everybody see this? The atmospheric refraction. I think with something like this, you know, instead of having Ruhif's bendy light around your ball to have your ball, this is basically what happens. Light is going through molecules above in this case, the water, and it is bending when it's inside of or changing direction when it's inside the molecule until it exits, and then it goes into a molecule, does what its business is there. And this is what you can get from offshore to onshore or onshore to offshore. This is pretty simple stuff. You know, this is your physics of light, just like we have physics of water. So this is pretty easy to understand. If you want to be Ruhif and believe your light bends around the ball, then that's fine. It's your decision. So I hope you all caught those three videos. I have 5 minutes. I have 3 minutes 49 seconds to go. So I'm going to read from George Wald. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Okay.
Loud and clear.
Thanks. When it comes to the origin of life, we have only two possibilities as to how life arose. One is spontaneous generation arising to evolution. The other is a supernatural act of God. There is no third possibility. Spontaneous generation was scientifically disproved 100 years ago by Louis Pasteur, Spallanzani, Redi, and others. That leads us scientifically to only one other possible conclusion, that life arose as a supernatural creative act of God. I will not accept that philosophically because I do not want to believe in God. Therefore, I choose to believe in that which I know is scientifically impossible. Spontaneous generation, arising to evolution, George Wald, Origin of Life, Scientific American, August 1954. John Calvin, along with Martin Luther, challenged the Catholic Church, challenged the Jesuits in the early to mid 1500s. John Calvin. We will see some who are so deranged, not only in religion, but who in all things reveal their monstrous nature, that they will say that the sun does not move, and that it is the earth which shifts and turns. When we see such minds, we must indeed confess that the devil possessed them, and that God sets them before us as mirrors in order to keep us in his fear. Here is Ian or Ian McCausland, 1999, The Anomalies in the History of Relativity. And he is commenting on what happened in 1919, May 29, and also November 6th of 1919. If you remember back, Eddington and the two expeditions looked at a eclipse in May 29th of 1919. They met together in November 6, 1919, and at the Royal Society. If the findings of the eclipse expeditions had been announced as being inconclusive instead of decisive in 1919, general relativity would have had to compete with other possible theories, such as Gerber's, to explain certain astronomical observations, and a better theory might eventually have been found. In the author's opinion, the confident announcement of the decisive confirmation of Einstein's general theory on November 7, 1919, was not a triumph in science, as it is often portrayed, but one of the most unfortunate events in the history of the 20th century. Edwin Hubble. Hubble telescope, Hubble redshift, blue shift, 1929. Ever-expanding universe. Such a condition would imply that we occupy a unique position in the universe. In other words, the Earth is centered, in a sense, to the ancient conception of a central Earth. This hypothesis cannot be disproved, but it is unwelcome and only would be accepted as a last resort in order to say the phenomena of the Earth going around the sun. Therefore, we disregard this possibility. The unwelcome position of a favored location must be avoided at all cost. Such a favored position is intolerable. Edwin Hubble. I think my time is up. I have a lot more quotes to do, maybe for another debate. I got another 15 or 20, but I don't have time. So
That
thank
is
you
your
for
time.
listening.
Ed, the time is yours. I'll start the clock whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna share my screen. Give me a second. Alright. Well, I heard a whole bunch of stuff about evolution and gods in there, which really has nothing to do with this topic. So I'm gonna stick to the Earth. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, I think the browser just froze a bit. Hold on. Okay, well, for example, if we are in the equator, you travel east or west, you go on a straight line over the surface, which doesn't work in the flat Earth, as you can see here. Then there's here, right after sunrise, you can see the sun rays shining upwards, also lighting up the clouds in the bottom, not in the top. Same over here. The sun has already set over here, if you can see my mouse cursor. And this outline of the clouds here on the bottom, you can see the shadow of those clouds being cast here on the top. Again, demonstrating the sun shines from the bottom of those clouds. Again, sunlight shining on the bottom, casting a shadow on the bottom. Only can happen if the sun is coming from the bottom, not from the top. On the flat Earth, the sun should always be above the clouds, and on the globe, this is easily explained by the globe spinning away from the sun. Again, same phenomenon happening. And yet again, same picture actually, but not zoomed in. Let's see. Again, before sunrise, sunrise shining upwards. There's so many examples of this, and the point is this can't be explained on a flat Earth. Let's see what else I got. Ah yes, then of course there's the famous black swan. Well, as you can see, it's debunked. I'm gonna play it in a second, hope you can all hear it. What it comes down to is refraction. You can obviously see the whole oil rigs.
not hearing anything if you
Oh shit. Okay, my bad. That's a bit of a problem.
try sharing the window, not the whole screen.
It's a 30-second clip. I posted it in the chat. You can just look at it at your own time. Because I don't know how to fix the sound at this point. I'm sorry.
Open up the go back to
Technology.
close your stream and then go back to sharing your screen and then pick this window from YouTube that you have open versus sharing your whole screen.
Okay. It's giving me a warning that sound may not be available while sharing your screen. Okay. Gonna try it again.
Can anybody else maybe click on his link in the meantime and get it prepped to share your screen? Yeah, click play for a second. We'll see if we hear it.
It's fine. It's not really that important. We don't need to. I don't really need to focus on that point, to be honest.
Alrighty.
Let's see. No, I don't really have much else in there. So stops. There you go. Okay, well, what else? There's not really much, or any evidence, I should say, for the flat Earth. I've been talking about it for 3 years, and been asking for evidence ever since, and it's just not appearing. Yeah, maybe today will be different, so I yield the rest of my time, and let's get into the evidence.
Alrighty. And how long
Thanks,
did you can see the rest of your time. How long did you guys want to go for this back and forth time?
Oh, I'm willing to go toward. I'm ready to go toward 8 if you want to. That's fine. 2 hours, 20 minutes, whatever you guys. It's whatever you guys want to go. I'm prepared to go 6 hours, but if you just want to go 3 or less,
right. Do you guys
just let me
want?
know
Do you guys
so I
want
know.
to nail down maybe one topic at a time? Maybe pick one that gets under your skin, Jim,
Yeah.
or one that gets under yours, Ed, and we can maybe go at it that way.
Well,
Sure.
what I'm going to do is respond to Ed's 3 points from his presentation, and then I'll let Ed respond. I just like back on a topic, and we'll talk about it until we decide to go either way. So I really don't want to be tied down because I can go cosmology wise, terrestrially, or I can go out into the universe. It doesn't matter.
Right, and it's
I can
fine
go-
wherever you guys
I can
want to go. I
go,
just want it to be at least one topic at a time. But go ahead and take it away, Jim.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond. It's nice to have a cartoon, a nice drawing of the map with that little circular thing going around. That is not how planes travel on a stationary topographical plane. They go land location to land location, 2 or 3 degrees nose up. They don't.
It's not a
fly.
flight route.
I am talking, please. Thank you. I will
But
not.
it's not a
interrupt
flight
you.
path.
I will not interrupt you. And so, so you basically have on a stationary topographical plane, you have plane flights that go land location to land location, 2 to 3 degrees nose up. That's how they fly on a stationary topographical plane. Second point, you have your perspective where you have the sun looking up at the bottom of a cloud. That is all perspective. The sun is much further from your eye than those clouds are. And as you go away, you see this in any hallway, you see this anywhere, things will get smaller and they will get lower to your perspective. So the sun is moving away and it's much further away than the clouds are. The clouds are much closer to you. So when the sun is moving away, it's getting lower, it will look up onto those clouds from underneath. It is simple perspective. That is all it is. If the globe community would understand what perspective is, that would be great. You see it in long hallways. You see it when you walk down a hallway, you turn around, things are much smaller and they appear much closer to the ground. Our eyes cannot see forever. So when you say that it's impossible, it is entirely possible on a stationary topographical plane when the sun is much further away, the clouds are much closer to you, that you will get that perspective where the sun is shining on the bottom part of the clouds. So don't be fooled. So that's the most important thing I can tell you is it's all about perspective, and the Globers do not want to give us perspective. It's really, really, really sad. As far as the black swan, that's a 1 feet observation height. Let's go back and look at refraction the next day, because guess what, guys? We cannot control the atmosphere. We can't control it from hour to hour, day to day. We can't control it from one snapshot and we go, hey, that proves something. No, you have to go back and look at it at different times or different days. So when you ever see a snapshot of something and you say, aha, we live on a ball, I'm sorry. Ed, it's all yours.
All right. So I'm going to bring this picture back up. There we go. That's not a flight path. That's simply a line over the equator.
I was explaining how it happened.
Well, I let you finish. So, on the globe, in reality, basically, when you travel over the equator, east or west, you're going in a straight line over the surface. And as you can see here on this flat Earth map, unless you want to provide a different map, that's fine. It doesn't appear to be a straight line over the surface, so that's one problem already. So did you want to provide a different map, or you want to go with this one? Jim?
Yeah, you're being very disingenuous when you give us a standard, flat map, stationary topographical map, and you put any sort of curvature on it. You are being so disingenuous. It's just ridiculous.
I'm simply following the equator. Do you have another map for me?
We don't have to follow the equator on a stationary.
For this argument, you do actually.
Please.
My whole argument is based on the equator, so why wouldn't you follow the equator?
Your argument is based on a spinning, watery, curvy, bendy ball that you fall back at 1,037 miles per hour, that you go around the sun in an elliptical orbit at 30 kilometers per second.
Can we stick to the topic?
Me, Ed.
Hey, Ed,
Ted,
you gotta turn your camera back on.
Ted, stop it.
It's messing with my scenes here.
Stop it, Ted.
Wait,
Ed,
me?
Stop interrupting me.
It says it is on. Hold on. How about now?
Thank you.
Your fairy tale says you're falling back at 1,037 miles per hour at the equator. Your fairy tale says you're going around the sun in an elliptical orbit at 30 kilometers per second, or 66,600 miles per hour, going around the Milky Way galaxy at 450,000 miles per hour, going around an ever-expanding universe at 1.3 million miles per hour, and Polaris remains above the North Pole, and the northern stars counterclockwise, and the stars reset every single year on a stationary topographical plane. Plane flights go land location to land location, 2 to 3 degrees nose up. It has nothing to do, Ed, with your fairy tale. Get off your fairy tale, Ed. We don't live on this. And so don't assume that we do plane flights on a stationary topographical plane like you do on your fairy tale. It's all yours.
Okay. So, I thought we were sticking to one topic. You addressed several of mine, so.
I can do that. I can actually.
All right. Well, then let's stick to let's stick to the topic I brought up of the equator.
I did. I told you exactly what it was.
Okay. So then, do you have a different map, or is this the map that I provided? Is that the good one?
I don't know what's a good one. I don't live on a map or a model or a simulation.
Okay. So do you have a map of your flat Earth or not?
And you think a map or a model proves what you live on? I tell you what, Ed, I have a model and a map, a model of Santa Claus. I also have a math equation for Santa Claus. Because I have a map equation and I have a model, does it make it real? You guys have a map, a model of this. You have a map equation, a math equation that proves it. Does it make it real? I'm sorry, Ted. I mean Ed, and you're off camera right now. Thank you. If you want to obfuscate like this,
Is my camera still not working?
It's like stuck in a loading scene.
Oh, God damn it. Okay,
if you want to obfuscate for another 131 minutes, I will call you out every single time.
I think he has to reset. I don't think he's running, Jim.
It's okay. It's fine, guys. I appreciate you listening to our discussion. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you again.
Thank you for doing it.
Thanks for stopping by, man, and doing this.
Thank you, Demon. Thank you, Dilbert. Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, we love having you here.
And thanks for listening. Thanks for putting it on YouTube.
Absolutely. Links.
Thanks for putting it on YouTube. Appreciate it.
Links for the Discord are in the description. If anyone's watching and wants to know where to come join the VC, discord.gg/Tartaria.
I can't
131 minutes to go.
Open my camera because there's more than 25 people in the stream.
Shit. Okay, and y'all don't know how to do a virtual camera, do you? Can you, Ed Freeze, do you have OBS? Can you open up and do a virtual camera?
He's
got back
it.
Because we went. Okay. Well, he was back because we were at 24. Yeah, he was back for a second.
So this is
you want me to OBS and then share screen?
Yeah, that.
Wait, what is it not working, Ed? You should be able to share at 25.
Well, maybe. Well, yeah, if he does this, we'll be able to let another person in.
I feel like Hurley jumping out of the helicopter in Lost.
Yeah, it's just then when I share my screen, somehow the camera is messing up, so I need to restart it. And when there's more than 25, that's not gonna work.
It's working now.
All right, yeah, I'll just need to not share screen anymore then. All right. Jim, can you hear me?
Oh, we're all good. Thanks.
Alright, so can we get back to the equator then?
What does the equator have to do with anything?
Well, it has to do with my argument. It's the first one you addressed, remember? The map I posted with the line on it.
You posted, if I remember correctly, you posted a stationary topographical plane map with something going around the equator, a line going around the equator. Is that correct?
I posted a map that's often claimed by flat earthers as the flat earth map. So do you accept that map, or do you have another one?
For our conversation today, it is just fine. What does the equator have to do with anything?
Well, as I said, in the real world, if you travel on the equator, east or west, you travel in a straight line over the surface. But as I shown on that map, that's not the case on a flat Earth.
Are you saying that what you showed us is how a is how a plane flies on a stationary topographical plane. It flies around. Is that what you're saying?
No, I never said it's a flight path.
So what are you saying, Ed?
Well, I said it like 4 times. If you walk
No,
on the if you
you didn't
travel
say
on
it
the
4 times.
equator, well, I'm gonna repeat it, so pay attention. If you travel on the equator in the real world, you go east or west, you travel in a straight line over the surface of Earth.
You don't travel on a straight line on Earth.
But if you
You
look
don't
at that
travel on.
map,
You don't.
if you look
You
at
don't
that
travel on a
flat
straight
Earth
line.
map, you don't travel in a straight line on that map at all. So that's a conflicting thing. That means there's a problem with flat Earth.
Let's see if you can understand this, Ed. I'm going to say it. This might be for my 3rd time, maybe 4th
All
time.
right.
So we can go back and look at it, but it's definitely my 3rd time. On a stationary topographical plane, airplanes fly land location to land location, 2 to 3 degrees nose up. And I will say this will really get you going. You cannot book, confirm, pay for, or take a flight over the South Pacific Ocean only from Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia. No matter
I'm sorry.
many,
I thought we
how
were
many,
sticking to one topic.
I see, we stuck to a topic. I've answered at least
Yeah,
2 or 3 times.
we actually didn't, because you're moving on from the equator, and I pointed out a problem with the flat Earth in this regard.
There's no problem on a stationary.
Yes, there
topograph-
is, because
there-
in reality you travel
No.
in a straight line over the equator, over the surface of Earth.
Are you
And on
saying
that
you-
flat Earth map that you accepted, you do not travel in a straight line.
You do travel in a straight line, Ed. I've said that airplanes fly.
No, you don't.
I-
That's not a flight path. Nobody talked about flight paths. Stick to the
No.
topic.
How are you traveling? Boat, walking.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
There's
matter.
there's enough
that is-
land. There's enough land where the equator is that you can just walk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you
take-
go east or west, you go in a straight line. But if you look at that flat Earth map, there's no straight line on the equator.
Ed, there's not a straight line on this either. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Ed,
Okay.
do me a favor, Ed. Take the loss, lick your wounds, and let's get on to some other topic. How's that?
There is no loss, because you haven't demonstrated how this can be
No,
explained on a
Ed,
flat Earth.
Ed, it's okay, Ed. It's all right. You want to think you live on a spinning, watery, curvy, bendy ball in the vacuum of outer space, going
It's
around.
not
the
about
sun.
me, it's about the equator. Can you stay on topic, please?
I answered your question.
No,
for
you didn't. You just wished it away. And that's not how it works.
Hey, next topic, Ed. What do you want to talk about?
All right, well then you lost the equator, so we can move on.
Ed, you are so delusional.
Well,
Oh
you
my
can
God.
laugh it off, but you didn't
Oh,
address anything.
Everybody in the audience knows that airplanes on a stationary topographical
We didn't talk
plane-
about airplanes, it's about the
Everybody in the
equator.
audience knows.
Stay on
Everybody
topic.
knows on a stationary topographical plane that planes fly land location to land location, 2 to 3 degrees nose up. If you want to live in your fairy tale, Ed, it's okay. What's the next topic you want to talk about?
Okay, so you lost that one. Let's go
Ed,
to the next
in
one.
your delusion, Ed, in your delusional mind, I lost. Okay.
No, just in reality, you didn't address
No,
anything.
Ed. We don't live on a spinning
yes,
space ball.
Jim.
Ed, we don't live in this, Ed. We don't live on this, Ed.
It doesn't matter.
No matter how much you want to believe it, we don't live on that, Ed. We don't experience a ball. We don't experience h per mile squared. We don't experience motion of the earth around the sun. Hey, let's go to motion of the earth around the sun. Can we do that, Ed? Can we
Okay.
go to motion of the earth around the sun? Can we do that?
Okay. What
Can
about
we do
it?
it? Hey, I want you, Ed, to tell me. I want you to tell me. Go ahead and laugh, Ed. It's okay. You're probably high.
Yeah, it's really
anyway.
funny how you say my name.
So okay, Ted. I tell you what, Ted. why don't you tell me about motion of the Earth? Give me one scientific experiment in the history of science that proves that we are moving around the sun, and the Earth is moving around the sun in the coordinate system of an elliptical orbit at 30 kilometers per second or 66,600 miles per hour. Give me one experiment ever done by a scientist, please.
Okay.
Just one
No
experiment.
thanks. But
Just give me one.
we have
Just give me one.
seasons. Seasons are a good measurement, so
We
there you
can
go.
have seasons on a stationary topographical plane as well, Ed.
Oh,
Give
really?
me one.
How? Can you
Give me one.
please elaborate?
Ed, give me one
Please
experiment.
elaborate. How can we
Ed,
have those on a flat Earth where the sun just hovers above Earth?
Ed,
You can't
concentrate.
even have nighttime in that case.
Concentrate,
So
Ed.
how does that
Hey,
work?
hey, concentrate, Ed. Give me one
Yeah,
experiment. Give me one
I'm
experiment of a,
concentrating.
give me one experiment of a scientist that's ever illustrated motion of the Earth around the sun in an elliptical orbit at 30 kilometers per second or 66,600 miles per hour. Go ahead. Just give me one.
Okay. So again, seasons are a good measurement to know we
Can you
travel
get
around the
can you
sun.
give me can you give me one
And
experiment by a
the
scientist that shows 30
the
kilometers per
tilt of
second
Earth.
around the sun? Can you show me one experiment of a 30 kilometers per second around the sun that any
Yeah,
scientist
you
has
keep
done?
repeating that, but
Not the
that's not
tilt,
really.
not the tilt, not the sun in your fairy tale. Give me one experiment by a scientist who would be a globe earther that confirms 30 kilometers per second or 66,600 miles per hour around the sun. Give me one, just one, please, Ed. You're a smart guy. You're a heck of a lot smarter than me because I'm a flurf and you're a globe earther. So tell me one experiment of a scientist 30 kilometers per second around the sun, 66,000 miles per hour in elliptical orbit. Help me out, Ed.
I see. Well, the stellar parallax, if I pronounce that correctly.
Give
That's
me
a good
a
one.
scientist who's given proof that you're going 30 kilometers per second around the sun, 66,600 miles per hour in elliptical orbit. Just one, Ed.
I would need to share my screen and play a video, but we already know that's going to be a problem. Can I post it in the chat?
Can you just tell? Can you just tell us verbally, like I'm telling people verbally? Can you
No.
do that for us?
No, I'm just going to share this video. Is it possible to have the video played on the stream?
If somebody else can stream that, I'll be able to lock onto your video, and we can go from there. But if you post
Do
in
it.
general,
Send me the URL.
All right. It's a 42-second video, so it's not really long. It's talking specifically about Earth's revolution around the sun.
I would like for you to prove one scientist 30 kilometers per second or 66,600 miles per hour in elliptical orbit around the sun. One scientist ever who's proven that. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's related to this.
Let's see it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
the
trying to do
video I
it.
posted in chat.
Yeah, give us a moment, Ed.
But my
Sorry.
sound isn't coming through if I share my screen.
Yeah, it's alright.
I'm
I'm
not
just
sure
going
what
to
to
do it
do
now,
here.
mate. I'm good. I'm good. I just took a little minute to find it. Scrolling up too fast. Right, here you go. Right. There you go, man.
All right, thank you, Jason.
Earth experiences two different motions: rotation and revolution. Earth spins on its axis, and it takes 1 day to do so. In 1 day, Earth makes 1 rotation on its axis. Earth also travels on an elliptical orbit around the Sun, and it takes 1 year to make a complete trip. In 1 year, Earth makes 1 revolution around the Sun.
Oh, it's finished already. Okay.
Yeah. You good
Thank
with
you.
that?
During a tetherball game,
For
All
those
right.
for those of you who watched it, what did it say? Jason, did you have a chance to watch it?
What, that video just there that I just played?
Oh, it's on the watch stream. Never mind. I'll watch it right now. Thank you for posting it. Thank you. I'll watch it right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I did stream it, Jim, but you missed it there. But yeah.
Yeah, I went to voice chat, and here it is. Thank you.
Oh,
Could you play it? Is it being played right now?
I can play it again if you want me to, yeah.
Could you please?
Yeah. Are you looking?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good. Oh, sorry, that's
this is because of the rope that connects the ball to the pole.
that's not the one you sent me, is it? That's the one you sent me there. Sorry, it's moved on to the next
Earth
one.
experiences two different motions. And revolution. Earth spins on its axis, and it takes 1 day to do so. In 1 day, Earth makes 1 rotation on its axis. Earth also travels on an elliptical orbit around the Sun, and it takes 1 year to make a complete trip. In 1 year, Earth makes 1 revolution around the Sun.
Thanks for playing that, Jason.
Yeah, thank you. Shorter than I thought.
Is that the Encyclopedia Britannica? Is that off of that or something else?
Yeah, no, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
and I also posted a link on Parallax, which is also another way to measure the.
You didn't give me a scientist. You didn't give me an experiment. You gave me a dictionary description, which is obviously going to be what mainstream science does. Do you disagree?
Well, that's what you were asking for, right?
Okay.
Scientific thing.
That was not science. That was a cartoon or an animation. I'm sorry, my friend. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I am going to have so much fun with this. I've been looking forward to this for so long because Ed told me I ran away. Ed told me I ran away from a 12/3/2022 debate, which was scheduled with Matthew Learns, but he said I ran away. So I'm going to enjoy this so much.
No, it was scheduled with me.
I'm going to now. Don't interrupt me, Ted.
It was scheduled with me on this server.
Hey, Ted, it's my turn. You had a chance. You had a chance for a few minutes, and you showed me a 42-second cartoon. Thank you very much. Every interferometer experiment ever done, since Michelson-Morley in 1881, all the way up through JOOS of JOOS, including Dayton Miller, and everyone after that, every interferometer experiment has shown at best not 30 kilometers per second around the sun. It has shown the best at 8 kilometers per second around the sun, or as they say, and the majority of them showed somewhere between 1/6 and 1/10, which is 3 kilometers to 5 kilometers per second around the sun. These are scientists. These are not flat earthers. These are globe earthers, and they show most 8 kilometers per second around the sun. Most of them showed 3 to 5 kilometers per second around the sun. And you have so many scientists. Even Einstein at Kyoto at University in 1922, even commented on the 1887 experiment by Michelson-Morley. He said, while I was thinking of this problem in my student years, I came to know the strange result of Michelson's experiment. Soon I came to the conclusion that our idea about the motion of the Earth with respect to the ether is incorrect. If we omit Michelson's null result, as a fact, this was the first path which led me to the special theory of relativity. Since then, I have come to believe that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment, but he had to say this, though the Earth is revolving around the sun. We cannot see it, but because I'm Einstein, obviously it has to be true. And you have Eddington, you remember May 29th, 1919, his two expeditions, he was head of one of them. They went to the Royal Academy in November 6, 1919, and he pushed through that 2 slides out of 36 from the May 29th observations of a solar eclipse. 2 out of 36 proved Einstein's relativity, and they leaked it to the USA and the UK press that night. Einstein woke up November 7th, 1919, the savior to the world, because Newton was on his way out. I'm telling you guys, here's Eddington, Arthur Eddington, the guy who did one of the expeditions, May 29th, 1919, November 6th, 1919, Royal Academy. He was one of the chief proponents that decided to push Einstein through. There was just one alternative. The Earth's true velocity through space might happen to be nil. So I have, and I will read them off just for Ted, that every interferometer experiment from Michelson Morley, you have tens of thousands of actual experiments. 1913, Synack, 1921 to 26, Dayton Miller, Tomasak, 1924, Kenny, 1926. Picard, 1926, Ellingsworth, 1927, Zeeman, 1927, Michelson, again, 1926, 1929, Juice, J-O-O-S, 1930, 1888, Roskin, Lodge, 1892, Michelson, 1897, Raleigh, 1902, Troughton, 1903, Brace, 1904, Miller, Dayton Miller, 1903, 1905. And then you have, because Einstein was being shot out, because Einstein, he said, because if you admit there's an ether, then you have to admit that there's something going on that that would nullify his special relativity. So what did Einstein do? He threw out the ether and called it experimental error, just so he could save his relativity. Because if you have a reference frame, initial reference frame, that says things are moving in the ether, that nullifies relativity. So what did Einstein do? He just threw it out. And so what did Einstein do? He hired Robert Shekland, S-H-E-N-K-L-E-N-D. He hired him, and he specifically told Shekland to go out and discredit all of these people. All of these people that the most measured 8 kilometers per second, most of them measured 3 to 5 kilometers per second. And here's the big thing. If you're 3 to 5 kilometers per second, maybe 8 kilometers per second, instead of 30 kilometers per second, it explains the sidereal rotation of the sky, which translates motion down to the Earth, which can give you a little bit of a Coriolis effect when you rub your hand above a bathtub of water. When you rub your hand above a bathtub of water, you get a little bit of effect like touching the water, but underneath it does nothing. This is what happened. That is what happened. We have no motion of the Earth. There's never been one scientific experiment except what Ted showed us, which is the cartoon. And all these people never measured any more than 8 kilometers per second. Most measured 1/6, 1/10, 3 kilometers to 5 kilometers per second. When you Google today, well, how fast is the sun moving around, the Earth moving around the sun? 30 kilometers per second, 66,600 miles per hour. The one experiment has never proved, not one experiment has ever proven that.
All right.
Ever.
All right. So, yeah, okay. Thank you very much for that rant.
Hey, Ted, Ed,
Okay.
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
All right.
Ted,
All right. Well, you
whatever.
can be quiet now then. So, stellar
yours, Ted.
parallax is still a thing. It's used to measure many different things, like the approximate distance to stars. In fact, we travel around the sun. So I'm not sure what your problem exactly is. You're just denying that these things exist. I posted a link for you in the chat. It's an article on stellar parallax. You can go over it, check all the sources, and basically just deny it again, I guess, because that's what you do.
Ted, you cannot prove, Ed, I'm sorry, you cannot prove that what we look up in the sky from the terrestrial, from on the Earth, You can't prove from here that anything is going on up there beyond what science tells you. And you have to depend on science.
Irrelevant.
So
They're measuring it. I don't
it is
care.
Ted, it's irrelevant because it takes
Yes,
you away
it's
from your,
it's irrelevant
it takes
if
you away from
they're
your
telling
spinning
me
water.
or someone else is telling me they're doing the
No.
measurements.
No,
Doesn't
nobody
matter.
has hey Ted, nope, Ed, nobody
Jimmy.
has measured. Nobody has measured the mercury precision that was done by Einstein that said that the precision, the arc seconds was
So
5,000
what?
was 5,000.
Even if that's true,
I
who
am
cares?
telling you about how science is stupid. Will you be
Okay,
quiet for a
well,
second?
that's your
Will you be
version
quiet
of
for a
it.
second? The arc seconds were 5,600.
Are you gonna tell me what's wrong with
Do
stellar
you know
parallax,
who
or
came up? Do
are you
know
just
who
gonna rant again?
parallax can happen on the Earth
Jimmy,
terrestrially?
hey Jimmy
on a
boy,
space? No,
Jimmy,
it can happen. Oh my
you
God.
need to stop ranting and address the
Oh
topic.
my God. Ted, I mean Ed.
Yeah,
Hold on,
so stop
Jim,
ranting
Jim.
and address the topic.
Let's let Ed get a word in. No, hold on. Let's let Ed get a word in here for a minute. All right.
Okay.
I would like Jim to address the stellar parallax and explain to me what's exactly wrong with it, and maybe show some math he did and measurements of his own. That would be great. I'm gonna get a beer in the meantime, by the way.
You can have the exact same thing on a stationary topographical plane. You have no idea what's up there. You have a scientist or some scientist telling you what's up there because they want to have funding so they can take their kids to college. That's all you got going. You've had $8 to $10 trillion with 12 zeros behind it since 1958, adjusted for inflation, to push this ball. And I am on here right now intellectually demolishing you. But you've had $8 to $10 trillion, and my side has had zero. Ed, it can happen.
Okay, so as expected, no measurements, no nothing.
No, you have zero.
Just rhetoric.
I tell you what, Ted. Ed. I tell you what. I'm just going to ask you a question. Is the bending and warping of space-time physical or theoretical?
Are you going to address stellar parallax at all?
I just did. I said it could happen here on a stationary topographical plane just as much as it can happen on your spinning space.
Oh, really? How can it move? How can...
Next.
Yeah, how can you have stellar parallax if the Earth's not
It happens the exact same way. You can't...
if it happens the exact same way, then the Earth is not stationary, dumbass.
Ed, is this Mars candy bar...
Are you for real?
No. Is this Mars candy bar or Mars the planet real? Which one is real? The Mars candy bar I have in my hand or the Mars planet? Which one's real?
Yeah, that's not addressing anything I said.
Which one is real? Which one? Hey, Ed, you want to hang on to a losing proposition. Which one is real? Mars, candy bar, or Mars, the planet? Which one is real?
Well, you already conceded Earth is not stationary.
I didn't.
You just did, because you said the stellar parallax works the exact same way on your Earth.
I told you what it was.
Which means it's because of Earth's movement.
Oh my God. I told you
you can't make this up.
You didn't want to accept it. So, Ed, is the Mars candy bar or Mars the planet? Which one is real?
Okay. So
which one is real?
Shall we just move on to the next topic because you lost 2 already?
No. Which one is real? In your delusional mind, yes. I'm 0-2 in your delusional mind. So which one is real?
Well, you couldn't address the equator. You can't address stellar parallax. In fact, you're saying it works the same for you, which means the Earth's not stationary. So let's move on to the next one.
Oh my goodness.
What else do you got?
I am actually debating a delusional individual.
Well, you're not debating at all. You're conceding every point.
He is 2-0 is a delusional mind, and everybody knows who's watching. Okay, which is real? The Mars candy bar or the Mars the planet? Which one's real?
That's cute. So
which one's real? Which one's real?
Shall we move on to the sun
real?
shining on the bottom of the clouds before sunrise and after sunset?
Hey, we have lots of time.
I thought that was a good one. You can't really explain that on a flat Earth. You try to wash it away with perspective, but that didn't work at all. So shall we go back to that one?
Ed, I explained it in my opening comments when we opened.
No, you wished it away with some magic perspective mumbo jumbo.
Oh, that's exactly what it is, Ed. I'm sorry, Ed. Take the loss, lick your wounds, and come back another day. I'll give you.
Well,
I'll give
there's
you,
no loss. You just made up
I'll give you a
some
choice,
stuff.
Ed. I'll give you a choice, Ed. I'll give you a choice. Either
I
handle
don't
is the
care
Ben-
about your choice.
Hey,
Can we
it's
move?
a Benny
Can we
Dwarf
go
and
back
space
to the topic of the sun
I
shining?
explained it. I explained it at the very, very beginning. It's
Okay, so
perspective. The
can
sun
we
is-
go back to the
sun is
sun
farther
shining on the
away.
bottom of the clouds or not?
Oh my God.
We just went to a
Hey,
topic
Ted,
you brought
Ed,
up, so
Ed,
is it
Ed,
okay if I
whatever
bring
your
up a
name is.
topic now, Jimmy?
Whatever your name is, the sun is farther away than the clouds, and is farther away. Everything
That's not an
sinks in the
explanation.
distance. Oh, Ted. Hey guys. Hey, Demon. I need an opportunity to be able to move on to a different subject. If I answer his subject, his item,
But
and
you
he doesn't want
didn't
to accept
address
it,
it.
he can't keep going back to it. We got to move on. And I want somebody to tell me.
Well, you're not just gonna
that
have
if
the
I
last
an-
word, because
if
otherwise you're
I
gonna get
answer-
triggered. That's not
if
how
I
it works,
ans-
Jim.
If I answer his question,
And if
doesn't
I
like it,
answered
we
you,
have to
then
be able to
you
move
can't
on.
go back to
Demon.
it either, which means you're gonna lose every topic.
Demon,
if that's how you want to play.
Demon, we have to be able to move on. Do you
Yeah.
agree?
So if this
Yeah.
topic's done, then let's move on to another one.
No,
If you-
the topic is not done.
What-
I wanted to move
he's
to
a-
the. Yeah, I know, but I wanted to move to the sun shining on the bottom of the clouds. Those were opening topics, and we just
and I
went through.
answered, Demon.
No,
did I answer it?
you
What was
just
the, what
said
was the
some
answer?
magic words.
Let's
I
clarify.
said that
Yeah.
Demon. It's okay, Demon. It's okay. When you watch the YouTube video, you'll see it was one of the first things I answered when we went to the open debate. You'll see that, but it's
You
okay.
can't just say words and then expect me to not address it. That's not how it works.
Hey, Demon, this is for you because Ed wants to win every single point and he's delusional. So, Demon, when the sun is further away, it sinks farther down to the horizon. Things that are closer, like the clouds, will appear higher. So you have the sun down here and you have the clouds up here because the sun is moving away. It's getting lower in the sky. The clouds are closer to you. Perspective says that the sun will shine on the bottom of the clouds. Demon, did I explain that okay for you?
All right. Would you like to?
It's not
rebut
about
that?
Demon.
No. Yeah. It's I got it now. Would you like to address that, Ed? Or do you think?
Of course, this is the whole topic I wanted to go back to, so we're gonna stick to this one then.
That's the second time I've explained it, Ted.
Well, that's fine, but that
That's
was
the
the
second
opening.
time I've explained
You said
it.
that during the opening, so we're gonna go into details
This is
now.
one reason-
just like
this is one-
just
this
like
is
we
one
did with
reason.
the other one, we're going into details.
This is one reason I only want to go to YouTube. I only want to go to Modern Day Debate YouTube and Modern Day Debate Discord from now on.
It's not gonna be different on any other platform, I promise you.
Absolutely. I won't be dealing with clowns like you, Ted. But go ahead, Ted.
So what you made up about the perspective that doesn't add up what we observe in reality. Things that go away that are above your eye line never go beneath your eye line. Yet we do see the sun going beneath our eye line, or eye level, I mean, actually.
What happens in a long hotel
And we
room?
also see the sun shining.
What happens in a long hotel hallway?
So do you need to
If you have a
interrupt
long
me every
hotel
time?
hallway
I let you
and
speak
Yeah,
for
let-
nearly
move down,
10 minutes.
Let's let him finish though, and then you can respond, Jim.
Okay, whatever. Oh
Alright.
my God. Oh my
So, in reality, we don't see things that are above our eye line disappear in the distance or go into the distance, go beneath eye line. Due to perspective, that's not how perspective works. We do, however, see the sun when it's setting or rising, going beneath our eye level. I keep saying eye line, I mean eye level. So that means there's a problem here, because the flat earth explanation of perspective doesn't work. And it does work on a globe, since the globe's simply spinning and, you know, the sun disappears due to the earth blocking it, or appears to due to the earth not blocking it anymore. So what's the flat earth explanation for this, since perspective doesn't
Ted.
add up?
Hey Ted, can you see forever?
How does that apply here? What's
Ted,
what's the
Ted,
maximum distance we can see
hey
according to
Ted,
you?
hey Ted, it depends on the atmosphere. You know what the atmosphere is, don't you? Ted, if you're in a long hotel hallway, and you're you're next to a door that's like 8 feet tall and you're 6 feet tall, and you walk down this really long hallway in the hotel, and you turn around and look at that 8-foot door that was above you, and it's real, and it looks a lot smaller. I mean, does it? I mean,
If the top of the door is above your eye level,
and if you
then
go
it will
away,
never appear to go beneath your eye level.
if you have a chance to go
That's
far
not how
enough,
perspective works,
if
Jimmy.
you have a chance to
Jimmy,
go
you're
far
not
enough,
listening. You're just repeating yourself.
you're interrupting me. If you go far
Well,
enough, if you go far enough away,
I
from
answered
that
your
door-
question.
If you go far, and is every Glober answer the correct answer?
You asked me a
Is
question
every
and I
Glober
answered,
answer-
and then you
is
started
every
repeating
Glober
yourself.
answer the right answer? Is every Glober answer the right answer? Yes or no, Ted?
What?
Is every Glober answer that you give or any Glober gives always the right one? Yes or no?
It's irrelevant.
Oh, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant in your delusional
Yes,
mind.
I gave you the right answer. If the top of the door is above your eye level, it will never appear to go beneath your eye level, no matter the distance.
The right Glober answer. Good job. Hey,
No,
Ted.
that's how perspective works in reality.
Ted, if I
It's
can
not
go far,
flurspective, or however you pronounce that.
Ted.
It's real perspective.
Ted, if I have a hotel hallway that's far enough away, will that door that was there, that was 8 feet tall, ever leave my line of sight? I won't be able to see it again. Yes or no?
Of course not. If it's a straight hallway, no. It's
If
ridiculous.
I go a long way, if the hallway stretches for miles, and I turn around and look, if it's for miles, and I turn around
and it's
try to find
exactly
that,
flat.
if
It's
I
a flat
try to
hallway.
find that doorway again,
It's
that
a
was 8
straight
feet tall,
flat hallway, right?
And will I see that 8-foot door?
Is it a
when I'm 2
straight and
miles away
flat
from it?
hallway?
Oh my God!
Yes or no?
So if it's a straight hallway and I go far enough away from it, I don't see that 8-foot door anymore. Do you disagree with that? Yes
Due
or
to
no?
what?
Ted?
Due to what?
Perspective and vanishing point and all
Oh,
those fun
vanishing
things,
point.
Ted.
I see. I see.
Ted.
So vanishing point. So not disappearing bottom up, as we see happening with the sun. Thank you.
I had a premonition that something like this was going to happen. Ted, if I go down a hallway in a hotel hallway, and I go far enough away,
Why are you repeating yourself again?
Because it's the truth, Ted. And
okay, well, you just said it was due to the vanishing point, so not due to things disappearing bottom up.
Vanishing point perspective. Hey.
Right, so not due to things disappearing bottom up, which is what we do see with the sun.
Oh my God.
So you just debunked yourself.
I knew we were gonna have a problem with this. It's okay. Hey,
right,
Ted,
because you just debunked yourself. That's the problem. It's not my problem.
Ted, in your delusional mind, I'll let you be 3-0. Okay, can we move on to the next subject?
Well, it's nothing to do with me.
In your delusional mind, I'll let you be 3-0.
It has nothing to do with me.
Can we go to the next subject? Can we go to the next subject?
Sure. Which other thing do you want to be destroyed on? Let's go.
Are you high? Ted, are you high right now?
I'm always high.
Okay, so I am debating somebody on Discord who is admittedly high. Are you high on weed? Is that what you're high on?
Are you kidding me? Did you not see the tags in the server?
Okay,
almost everybody here is a coffee addict. Are you kidding me?
So you said you were high.
I'm not judging, by the way. I used to be severely caffeine addicted.
Are you high on weed right now?
But
are you high on weed right now?
Of course. Yes, no? What else?
Okay. So I want everybody to know it's 6:27 p.m. on Sunday night. That Ed the Ted or whatever you want to call it.
It's 1:30 in the middle of the night for me. To be fair, I am too.
So Central Time USA. Ted,
it's 1:30 in the middle of the night. Do you not understand time zones?
My time, Ted.
Are you that stupid?
6:27. Hey Ted, 6:27 Central Time
Jim,
USA.
This guy is unbelievable.
Ted just told me that he's high and he's debating. Good
Of
job.
course I am.
Okay.
Jim, we're
Okay,
all high.
good. Very
So
good. Of course you are. Of course you're high.
Of
You're
course
sick
I
and you're
am.
high. You're ill and you're taking weed and you're here talking to me. Ed, you are 3-0 in your
Yes,
delusional
I
world.
rather smoke weed and take antidepressants.
Okay.
Idiot.
Okay. So, hey, can we go to the next one? Hey, you're 3-0 in your delusional mind. Can we go on to the next one?
As I said, what other topic you want to be destroyed on? Pick
Okay.
one.
Hey, Ted, you're high on weed. You're delusional. It's okay.
You're high on yourself.
I have another hour 32 with you, which I will tolerate. Thank you very much.
All right.
Is the Mars
Go
candy
ahead.
bar? Is the Mars candy bar or is the Mars planet real?
Is that seriously the topic you want to go on?
Yeah. What is it? Is the Mars candy bar or the Mars planet
I
real?
thought you seriously have a Mars
Which
candy
one?
bar in your head.
Which one? Which one? Which one is real?
I didn't even notice that. Holy shit.
Which one is real? It's right here. Which one
Oh,
is real?
man.
Is the Mars candy bar
You
or
are
the Mars
incredible.
planet real? Which one is
This
real?
is amazing.
Which one is real? Which one is real?
Has anyone ever seen this? This is
Which one
Kent
is real?
Hovind levels.
Which one is real?
Are you gonna pull out a SpongeBob and a hammer too?
Which one is real?
Mars bars.
Hey, Ted, I have the Milky Way candy bar here. Is the Milky Way galaxy or the Milky Way candy bar real? Which one is real, Ted? Which one? Which one is real? Which one is real? It's a serious question. Which one is real? The Milky Way candy bar or the Milky Way galaxy? Which one is real?
It's both.
Okay, prove the Milky Way galaxy. Prove it.
Okay, go
Prove
outside.
the Milky Way galaxy. Prove the
Go
Milky
outside.
Way galaxy. Go outside. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's you guys' favorite
Ted,
answer.
Yeah, Ted,
So I'm throwing it right back at
you?
you. Go outside,
Is that
buddy.
you? Hey, Ted, is that you or the weed talking right now?
What? Okay.
Ted, I'm actually looking forward to this because now that I know you're on weed, I know how to react to you a little better. So is the Milky Way galaxy?
Oh, seriously? So now every time you're gonna ask me, is that just the weed talking?
So is the Milky Way candy bar?
Oh,
or the
you're
Milky
such
Way
a
galaxy?
genius,
And
aren't
said
you?
both.
You think
Hey,
you're so clever.
Prove the Milky
Incredible.
Way galaxy for me. Hey, Ted, prove the Milky Way galaxy for me. Prove it, please. Prove it.
Okay, well, you can just go outside.
And not go outside because it's still light outside and I can't see it.
Then you can go in at night.
So tell me how
Then
I can prove
wait till
Milky
the
Way
sun
galaxy.
goes down and then go outside.
And what do I see? I see lights.
If
in the
there's
sky,
a lot
correct?
of clouds in the sky,
Right.
try again another time.
Hey, if it's
Are
if
those
it's
instructions
outside,
clear enough for you?
If it's clear outside and it's dark, do I see lights in the sky? I see lights in the sky. I do.
Yeah, those are stars and some planets.
Ted, what does prove that there's a Milky Way galaxy other than me seeing lights in the sky? What proves it?
It's been measured.
Oh, who measured it, Ted? Talk to me. Who measured it? Who went up there to measure it?
For example, this stellar parallax we talked about that you never addressed.
Ted,
So
Ted,
you want to go back to that?
For everybody,
You seriously want to
everybody-
go back to that again?
For everybody who's listening, this is how they pull this off. What they do is they take a picture terrestrially on the Earth, and they take that of the stars in the sky that they see terrestrially on the Earth. They go put it into a computer. They tell the computer what they want, a nebula, galaxy, whatever, and the computer will make it larger and larger and larger and larger until it gets the image, IMAGE, not the picture, not the photo, gets the image that they want, because NASA gives you images. They don't give you photos or pics. They give you images. They do the exact same thing in the sky that the virologists do through the microscope. One is looking at small things, one is looking at things supposedly far away. That's exactly how they do it. Because if you look through a telescope yourself and look at the stars up there, you will get stars that are very fuzzy, that are going back and forth. It appears like they're in water. Perhaps they are in water. But none of us, not even tactical can go terrestrially on the Earth tactical, point his telescope up there and see anything other than lights in the sky. That is how they do it, and then they put it into a computer. They tell the computer what they want. The computer gives it what they want, and then they go publish it on Instagram.
No, the computer applies the math and the formulas they input.
Oh,
because that's what it's made for.
Thank you for playing, Ted.
And that actually does something with the data,
Ted,
with the measurements they do. Because if you only have measurements and you're not applying any math, or you're just having them lay around, then it's useless. You need to do something with the measurements to have some conclusions.
Hey, Ted. Thanks for playing.
Well, hey Jimmy, you need to do something with the measurements to have a conclusion, and you seem to miss that point.
Ted, are the measurements Texas sharpshooter, assumptions, presuppositions, or reverse engineered? Yes or no?
That's completely irrelevant.
See, are you good now? Is that the weed talking, or is that Ted talking when it says?
That's not a rebuttal. That's just a snidey, dumbass remark.
Oh, Ted, I tell you what, Ted, I'm going to let you be 4-0 in your delusional mind. If you know, so Ted
do you just want to have a rant for 10 minutes on every topic and then claim victory because I can't respond over your incessant interrupting? You just keep interrupting, so I can't get a word out after you've ranted for 10 minutes without me interrupting at all.
It's all yours.
And then you claim victory. That's not really a debate. You need to work on that.
Ted, you're 4 wins. I have 0. What do you want to say? Go ahead.
Okay, so again, do a lot of measurements, and there's this stellar parallax we talked about earlier, which you didn't want to address. So why are you bringing up something again about the stars? Doesn't make sense. Are you going to address it, or do you want to skip past it again?
Ted, you have no proof other than what you said. They input something. You just played right into.
No, they don't input something.
Thank you, Ted.
They input measurements.
Ted, you are great. I tell you, Ted.
They input measurements.
I've never debated somebody who's high on weed. Thank you for being the first one. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
How do you know that?
You definitely.
You're absolutely clueless.
Okay.
You definitely
know how
have.
many people smoke weed?
Ted.
Yeah.
Ted, you have 4 wins. I have 0. Ted, next question: is the bending and warping of space-time physical or theoretical?
So you're really just gonna skip past every topic after ranting about it.
Ted, you got 4 wins. I got 0. You're great.
No, it's not really about that. To be honest,
is the bending and warping of space-time physical or theoretical?
Is the what in the what?
Is the bending and warping of space-time physical or theoretical?
It depends on what you're talking about.
Is the bending and warping of space-time, which is Einstein's gravity? Do you agree with that? Einstein's gravity is the bending and warping of space-time. Would you agree with that?
Sure.
Okay, so is the bending and warping of space-time physical, that you can actually measure it, or is it theoretical?
I'd say both.
How is it both, Ted?
Because theories point to stuff in reality.
How is it both, Ted? Tell me.
I'm answering you. Theories point to stuff in reality, just like definitions of words can point to stuff in reality. Or concepts point to stuff in reality.
It has to be physical or theoretical. Which is it?
Yeah, it's like I said, both.
So the Milky Way galaxy is both with the Canyon bar, and that's like you say both. And now the bending and warping of space-time is both. Is Newton's law of mass attracts mass a law or a theory?
Are you just gonna skip past the previous question I answered?
Ted, you're high on weed.
Is that really going to be your excuse from now on? That's kind of pathetic, don't you think?
Ted, I'm going to do the best I can.
I mean, I had a small drink too, a couple of sips of my beer, Does that make me tipsy and
I want
too?
everybody to know in the audience. I want everybody to
Is
know
that
in the
going to be a
audience.
problem? I'll
I
take
want everybody. I want everybody to
a
know in the audience, and
couple
everybody
of more
on YouTube
sips
listening to
just
this.
in case.
I want everybody to know in the
Don't want to
audience
be
and who's
too
listening
smart
on
for
YouTube.
this.
I want you to know that Ed the Ted said that bending and warping in space-time is both physical and theoretical. I want you guys to know that. That's what he said. At least Loon
Yeah,
McToon.
because theories point to stuff in reality.
At least Loon McToon said
You
it
didn't
was
really listen to what I said.
At least Loon McToon said it was physical. So good job, Ed. Good job.
I don't care. I said it's both because theories point to stuff in reality, just like definitions and
Hey Ted.
concepts.
Hey Ted. When is the Earth closest to the sun? When is
Yeah,
the Earth
so
closest to the sun?
you can't just whistle past my answer. That's not gonna work, buddy.
When is the Earth closest to the sun?
I don't care about your question. You're
When
gonna
is the
have to
Earth closest to
you're
the
gonna
sun?
have to address my answer.
The bending and warping of space-time is a
What was my
fallacy.
answer about it being a
You said it
theory
was both.
and
You said
physical?
it was both. When you said it was both,
And why did I
when you
say it
said
was both?
when you said it was both, I stopped listening to you.
And
'cause you're
why
not-
did I say it was both?
Because it can't be both, and it doesn't exist.
Well, no,
I'm
that's not the
sorry.
reason I gave.
No.
The reason
When
I
you-
specifically gave, and I'll repeat it again since you're not listening. I'll make sure you heard it, Jimmy.
Okay.
The reason is because
Okay,
theories.
Ted. Okay, Ted.
Now, Jimmy, you need to be quiet. You need to let me
Okay,
finish.
Ted.
You need to let me finish. So,
Okay.
the reason why it's both physical and the theory is because theories and definitions and concepts can point to things in reality. So there you go.
Why do you think every physicist at colleges and universities, and even Loon McToon, said it's physical? Why does Ted know that it's both? Tell me, Ted, enlighten me.
I just went over that like 5 times.
Okay, so Ted knows that it's both. Okay, plus Ted knows that the Milky Way.
I gave you my
galaxy-
reasoning for why I think that.
Is every answer that a Glober that Ted gives to me the correct answer? Yes or no?
That's not a serious question.
It's a very serious question. Is every
No, it
answer-
isn't.
is
It's
every
just
answer-
another attempt of you to stroke your own ego.
Is
So let's
every
move on
answer-
to the next question.
Okay. Oh, I love it. When is the Earth closest to the sun, Ted?
I don't care. So
Okay, you don't care. Good. Okay. I'm
yeah,
glad you
I
don't care.
seriously do not give a
I'm
fuck.
glad you. I'm
So,
glad you don't care.
Can we move on to another topic?
Hey, what's the radius? Hey, Ted, what's the radius of the Earth that you think you live on? What's the
No,
radius?
I think we're gonna move on to a flat Earth
Ted,
topic.
what's the
How about
radius
that?
of the Earth? It's very simple. What's the
I
radius
want
of the
you
Earth?
to explain to me on the flat
Good.
Earth model how does the sun stay up there?
I told you you're looking at it will go from the Tropic of Cancer, 23.4 degrees north, and it will go down to 23.4.
I'm asking how it stays up there.
How it stays up there? How does your oh my
No, don't
God.
ask about me. I'm
My
asking
good-
about the
my
flat
goodness,
Earth model.
my
How does the
goodness.
sun stay up there?
Oh my goodness! How does the sun? If you
Yeah,
want to
how
get
does the sun stay up on the flat Earth?
If you want
Go
to
on.
get theological, I tell you what, I'm going to give you an answer.
Go
and
ahead.
You're not going to appreciate it, but it's okay. Okay? I'm going to give you an answer. You're not going to like it, and a lot of you people may not like it, and people on YouTube may not like it.
Stop
but
poisoning
here's
the well and just
here's
give the answer.
Here's the answer.
Okay.
Genesis 1:16-17. God placed two great lights in the sky, the sun and the moon and the sky. I told you wouldn't like it. I told you wouldn't like it. Good. Okay.
I laughed because Doofus called it. He was spot on.
Hey, Doofus will never debate me, so it doesn't really matter what Doofus has to say. So I tell you what, how does your sun translate or bring light and heat 91 to 94 million miles away, which you don't know, when it's closest to the sun, because you don't want to touch that because you don't really know. How does
I don't know.
heat and light transfer from 91 to 94 million miles away in the vacuum of 10 to the negative 17 torr of outer space? How do we feel that 91 to 94 million miles away? Enlighten me, Ted.
Because it's energy and it travels towards Earth, hits Earth and us. There you
What's
go.
the medium that it travels through?
Space.
Okay, what is space?
Length, width, depth. There you go.
So you're saying that with no molecules, no nothing in the 10 to the negative 17 torr of outer space, which the most they've ever done here on Earth is 10 to the negative 6 torr, and 10 to the negative 17 torr will be 11 zeros more than 10 to the negative 6 torr. That heat and light and all that good stuff can travel 91 to 94 million miles away in the vacuum of outer space. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you said a whole bunch of stuff there.
I know.
It's traveling. It's traveling through the. It's traveling through the vacuum of space. Yes.
Oh, and things can travel through the vacuum of space, 10 to the negative 17 torr, which we can't even come close to computing here or experimenting with here on Earth. And there's nothing out there 10 to the negative 17 torr. So you
What
just
about
assume
it?
because somebody told you when you're 8, 9, 10 years old that the sun 91, 94 million miles away through the vacuum of outer space can translate heat and light to the Earth, and you still believe that today. What you hopefully you grew out of Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and all that stuff. Why haven't you grown out of your globe?
That's not a rebuttal. Why don't you try to tell me what's wrong with it?
Ted.
And by the way, let it be known that Jimmy Boy did not have an answer as to why the sun stays up on the flat Earth. So let it be known.
I had an answer. You just don't like it.
No,
Okay,
you just said God did it. Well, that's not an explanation for anything.
And you're saying,
because then I can just say the same for the globe, even though I don't even believe in a God.
You're saying that in the vacuum of outer space, 10 to the negative 17 torr, when we can't do anything more than 10 to the negative 6 torr, which is 11 more zeros on the back end, you're telling me that 91 to 94 million miles away, which you don't know when the sun is closest or farthest away from the Earth, that 91 to 94 million miles away in the vacuum of outer space, 10 to the negative 17 torr, that heat and light can come here and make us feel warm and fuzzy sometimes. Is that what you're saying, Ted?
Is your best reply personal incredulity?
Ted, come on, Ted. Play with me.
It is, isn't it?
Ted. Come on, Ted.
You,
Ted,
you seriously do not have nothing else besides personal incredulity.
Ted, you're very capable. You
are not capable at all. You're just laughing, and you think that somehow that's an argument. You think somehow that invalidates the sun being that far away and heating up the Earth?
Yeah, right.
You're a dumbass. That's not how things work.
Hey, Ted, it's okay, Ted.
Yeah, do you have a rebuttal, Jimmy?
Hey, Ted, I'm going to let you win every argument because you're high and it'll make you high. It'll make you feel good.
That's meaningless.
Do we have a topic you guys want to maybe redirect to?
I don't care.
Is there a topic you'd like to bring up?
Yeah, I was waiting for a Jimmy, but every time we bring something up, either him or me, then he'll just rant about it and then laugh and claim victory. So what's the point even?
Hey, people who are listening, have I ever claimed victory once?
Yes.
You
did it the whole time.
You claim that you won every single time.
You laugh and then you think you won, and then you want to move on to the next thing. You even want to prevent me from going back to an opening topic. That's how desperate you are.
I'm talking to a guy high on weed, and he's telling me...
Yeah, you keep going back to that, but I'm kicking your ass. You're being destroyed by a guy on weed and beer. You idiot.
Ted, if it makes you feel good, Ted, you win every argument. I concede all the way through. You are just so superior to me. Hey, Ted, what's the radius of the Earth?
I don't care.
What's the diameter of the Earth? What's the diameter of the Earth?
Twice the radius, of course.
What's the circumference of the Earth?
I don't know, diameter times pi or something.
How do you get from the diameter to the circumference of the Earth? What number do you use to get to it? Tell me. Come on, you're smarter than I am.
I just told you. I think it's times pi.
It's pi. It's pi. Yes.
Yeah.
Diameter pi. You get the circumference of the Earth. Thank you, Ted. You win another one. You're the best. Hey, Ted. Hey, Ted.
What the fuck is going on here? Seriously. This is not a debate.
Ted,
He's just
Ted, you're
ranting.
high on- Hey Ted,
He
what do you want to talk
really
about
is
now?
just ranting. Can someone
what do
do
you want to talk-
something?
Ted, what do you want to talk about?
Well, every time I bring something up, you don't want to talk about it.
I answer your question. You don't like it. What's your next topic you want to
Yeah.
talk about?
You said God
We'll
did it. That's not an answer.
We'll let the audience
and you said he
declare
lied,
a
went
winner.
through the medium, went through the medium in 91 and 90.
Well, I want to
Okay.
know how the sun and the moon stay up on the flat Earth. What keeps them up there, and what
I
spins them?
answered your question, but you don't like it, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's not an explanation.
It's an answer, and it's my
Well,
answer.
then I can say God did everything regarding the globe, and the debate is over. Now what? That's pathetic.
Yeah. Does the Bible mention anything about a globe?
Yes, it actually does.
Where? Hey, educate me. Where does it talk about the globe? Talk to me.
I'll post it.
Hey guys, we're gonna go biblical cosmology here for a second. Ted, tell me where. Don't you know without looking it up? Don't you know without Isaiah 40:22 in the Douay Rheims?
Exactly. That's the one.
It came out in 1610. The New Testament of the Douay Rheims came out in 1582. The whole Bible came out in 1610. The Douay Rheims was translated from the Latin Vulgate. The Latin Vulgate didn't mention anything about a sphere or a ball or a globe. It was only the Jesuit Douay Rheims that came out in 1610 that said it was a sphere. The King
There you
James
go. No,
Bible-
there's another one.
No, there isn't. The King James Bible.
Yes,
came
there
out in
is.
16 The King James Bible came out in 1611 and took that all out because they.
I
knew
have it
wasn't
right here in front of me. Are you serious?
You have a translation that nobody has heard about. Am I wrong?
No.
I know I'm not wrong. Thank you, Ted. You conceded for the first time. The only Bible that anybody takes seriously is the Jesuit Douay Rheims, 1610. As I said, they published the New Testament of the Douay Rheims in 1582.
Well, there you go. It's in the chat. I posted the link.
And they put it all together in 1610.
It's from Bible Hub.
But they translated the Douay Rheims from the Latin Vulgate. The Latin Vulgate was a Catholic Bible, but the Jesuits went beyond the Catholic Bible and they inserted in Isaiah 40:22 the globe, the sphere, the ball, but no other major, not the NIV, not the NAB, not.
Well, you said there's only one, so.
There's only one,
But there's actually several.
No, none that we've heard of.
I posted two for
none
you.
that we've heard of, Ted. The NAB,
That's
the NIV,
that's
the
irrelevant.
Hebrew, the Greek, the King James. None of them say that.
It doesn't matter. It's not an explanation for why the sun and the moon stay up there. That's the point, Jimmy. It's not an explanation.
Ted, why don't you interpret a Bible and put the globe in?
Why don't you explain to me how the sun and the moon float up there on the flat Earth and what makes them move?
What makes them
go
move?
ahead, Jimmy.
What?
I'll give you 5 minutes.
Genesis 1:16-17. God placed two.
That's
great
not an
lights in the sky.
explanation.
It is.
That's not an explanation. What keeps them up there and what
you
makes them
don't-
move? You'll have to do better.
What makes your sun? What makes your sun give us heat 91 to 94 million miles away in the 10 to the negative 17 tour of outer space with nothing in between there? How does it do it?
We've already been over that.
Oh, sure. Okay. So I gave you my answer. You gave me your answer.
Well, listen, you didn't give an answer.
Yes,
You just-
I did. What are we
just-
going to talk about?
No.
What are we going to talk about next? Go ahead.
That's not an explanation, though.
It is. I gave you the
It
biblical
isn't.
cosmology explanation. You gave me the
Not an
secular
explanation,
explanation.
buddy.
You gave me the secular explanation of why something can travel 91 to 94 million miles in the vacuum of outer space, 10 to the negative 17 torr, where there's no molecules, there's no nothing. And you gave me your fairy tale. I talked about the Bible. So what's the next one?
Yeah, so you didn't explain anything again.
Okay, Ted.
We
Ted, you win
we can
again.
move to
Ted,
another topic you won't explain.
Ted, you win again. Ted, you win again. I bow to your
Uh-huh.
greatness. You win again. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not about me, but okay.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Ted. Ted, can you prove time dilation? Can you prove time dilation?
No,
Why can't you prove time dilation?
because I don't even know exactly what it is, nor do I care about it.
Do you think general relativity is what governs the scientific world when it comes to cosmology today? Yes or no?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Does Einstein's bending, warping, and space-time general relativity that he published November 25th, 1915 at Eddington, and the boys supposedly verified November 6th, 1919 at the Royal Society, is the bending, warping, and space-time general relativity by Einstein what governs the scientific community today when it comes to cosmology? Yes or no?
I don't know.
Okay, good. Good. Are you going to give me a tie? Am I like 0-5-1 now? Do I get a tie? So can you prove time dilation?
Well, can you?
Yes.
I already answered.
I know the experiments. You want me to go over the experiments with you?
Well, not really. It's kind of boring.
You want me to school you about your model? Should this
it's kind of
model?
boring, Jim.
Should I school you about your model, about time dilation? Can I do it? I want to. Can I?
Probably not.
Can I go ahead and school you?
You need to understand it first.
Have you ever heard of Pound Repka, Pound Snyder, and Hafley Keating? Have you ever heard about the atomic clock in Boulder, Colorado, 5,400 feet, and the one in London that's at sea level? Have you ever heard about that? Have you ever heard about those at all? That's time dilation. How you guys think that you live on a spinning, watery, curvy, bendy ball that proves the bending, warping of space time. Do you know about time dilation or not?
Are you just gonna rant again?
Hey! Talk to me about time dilation.
Hey, Jimmy! Hey, Jimmy!
Talk to me about
God damn! Can you settle down?
Talk to me about length contraction. Talk to me about mass increase. Talk to me about the Lorentz transform. Talk to me about the bending, warping of space. Hey! I know the weeds got you going. It's okay. And you.
Well, I think something has you going too there, bud.
No.
Not sure what it is. Might be starting with an X. Ending in DC.
Ted, I'm high on the truth. I'm high on the truth, and you're high on weed. Good for you, Ted. Hey, Ted. So time dilation, Pound Repka, Pound Snyder.
I know what this fast talking sounds like.
Hey, you don't know anything about your model. Is that correct? You said the bending and warping of space-time was both
Did you sniff your nose, perhaps,
is that what you said? Did you say the bending and warping of space-time was both?
Is it starting to kick in?
Is that what you said?
Okay.
Is that what you said?
What's that?
The bending and warping of space-time is physical and theoretical. Is that what you said?
Well, I thought you didn't want to go over something that has already been answered.
Okay, very good. Because
why are you contradicting yourself, Jimmy?
Every answer that Ted gives is the right answer. I want everybody to know that every answer Ted gives is the right answer. So you can't tell me about time dilation. Can you tell me about mass increase?
About what?
Mass increase. MASSINCREASE. Mass increase. Can you tell me about mass increase?
Sure, you just add mass.
Oh, when it comes to time dilation and the Lorentz contraction and the Lorentz transform, tell me about mass increase. What is it? How does it pertain? Come on.
I don't care.
Okay, you don't care.
What the fuck does this have to do with the shape of the Earth? What's going on here?
Because I am destroying your...
This is pathetic.
I am destroying...
You're not bringing up anything relevant.
I want everybody to hear again.
And when I ask you something, all you're telling me is God did it. And that's supposed to explain anything?
Ted just said...
And now you want to talk about all this nonsensical, non-Earth-related bullshit?
Ted just said that general relativity wasn't important. He just said that.
What does it have to do with the shape of the Earth?
Ted, because if you throw away general relativity and you throw away general relativity, everything falls apart. You disagree?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Good. So you don't know about time dilation. You don't know mass increase. You don't know about the Lorentz transform. You didn't know about Einstein doing his...
you don't know why the sun and the moon stay up on the flat Earth, or why they move.
You don't know for
You're absolutely clueless. You know nothing.
You live in a fairy tale.
You know nothing.
You live in a fairy tale where you think something that is 10 to the negative 17 torr of the vacuum of outer space can translate and move energy.
You get to a topic instead of ranting. This is getting really boring, Jim.
Okay,
come on.
Okay, we know you don't know about time dilation. You know about mass increase.
Can we stick to the shape of the Earth?
Do you know what a coordinate system is, Ted?
Sure.
What's a coordinate system, Ted?
Oh, you've got to be joking.
Do
What's
you
your
know what
argument?
do you know what a coordinate system is?
What is your
Do
argument?
you know what a coordinate system is?
I already said yes. What is your argument?
Oh, you know what is a coordinate system? School me.
What
You said yes. What is
your argument?
What is you don't? So in other words, you don't know what a coordinate system is. Is that
I
correct?
know perfectly fine what it is. Go
What is
ahead
it?
with
Tell
your
us.
argument.
Tell me. What is it? What is a coordinate system? Tell me. Tell me.
I'm not gonna be your dictionary.
Tell me what
Make
a
your
coordinate
argument.
system is. You don't know what a coordinate system is. Hey, do I win
Oh
one?
my
Hey,
fucking god.
everybody in the audience, does Jim actually get a win one here? Because Ted can't tell me what a coordinate system is. He tells me he knows as he's smoking more weed and more cigarettes and more booze, but he can't tell me what it actually is.
Yeah, I'm smoking that booze right up.
Ted, what is a coordinate system?
Is it related to your point? Go ahead and make it.
Yes, it will be related. What's a coordinate system?
All right, go ahead. What's your point?
Are you obfuscating because you don't know? Be honest.
I can post a definition from a dictionary for you in the chat if that's what you want.
So you don't know what it is. A coordinate system is if the sun is moving around the earth, or the earth is moving around the sun, and the Lorentz transform, which is 1 to the square root of 1 minus v squared divided by c squared, velocity, time, speed of light, 1 to the square root of 1 minus v squared divided by c squared. That's the Lorentz transform. And when your little coordinate system of the earth going around the sun is in jeopardy, you invoke that. You invoke other coordinate systems that Lorentz took care of, and you always have your earth going around the sun mathematically using science, but you have no empirical or physical evidence that it happens. Does that jog your memory a little bit, Ted?
Well, I just posted the definition of coordinate system, and none of the words you said are in there.
Einstein wanted a coordinate system of the Earth going around the sun. Do you disagree with that?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Okay,
What the fuck does this have to do with
you
the shape
don't
of the
know,
Earth?
and you don't.
What
General
does this have to
general
do with the
relativity
shape of the Earth?
General relativity has everything to do with the shape of the Earth.
Then make your fucking argument about the coordinate system already.
Because you don't know. Hey, Ted, can I win one?
Jesus, this guy is such a dumbass.
Ted, oh, I'm the dumbass when
Yes!
you don't know about time dilation.
You're just
You don't know
rambling.
about Lorentz. I'm the dumbass. I just schooled you on
Yes,
time dilation. Math
you're
degree, and I'm the
rambling. Stop
dumbass.
rambling.
I'm the dumbass. Ted,
Make a
Ted,
freaking argument
Ted,
about the shape of the Earth.
Ted,
Go!
please. Ted, have some more weed, Ted. Go ahead, have some more weed. No
Yeah,
problem.
I sure will. Don't mind if I do.
Hey, Ted, do you believe that length contracts, time dilates, mass increases?
I don't give a
You
fuck.
confirm your relativity. Oh, you don't care. Okay, very good. I like that. Okay. I really appreciate that you don't care about general relativity, and you're just the best. I'm going to go back. I'm going to ask you something. You've had maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes to talk about it. When is the Earth closest to the sun?
Already said I don't know and I don't care.
Okay, very good. I know it's good you don't care. Hey, you want to talk about Cavendish for a while? You know what Cavendish is?
Do you actually want to talk about it or just rant about it and then claim victory again?
No. I tell you what, I'll be quiet and you tell me everything you know about Cavendish without looking it up. Don't look it up.
Okay.
Because you should know this. Ted, don't look it up. Ted, don't look it up on your computer. What's Cavendish? You should be able to tell me just like that. Come on.
Well, it doesn't matter if I have to look it up or if I even want to look it up.
Ted, it's supposedly the thing that proves your
Just
gravity.
to spite your dumbass, I am going to look it up.
Hey, Cavendish is what supposedly proves your gravity in the early part of the 19th century. Did you know that? Did you know that? Ted, you're looking it up. Why, if you're so smart, Ted, why don't
Well,
you
it says
know
right
about
here, it was the
Cavendish?
first experiment to measure the force of gravity between masses in the laboratory.
And this is
And the
time
first to
you've heard it.
yield accurate values of the gravitational constant. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad you looked it up on Google. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, just on purpose because you told me not to.
Ted, I don't know where you live, but when we get done with this debate,
I live in Amsterdam.
I am going to go outside and I'm going to bow to you wherever
Well, you don't
are,
know the direction,
because
probably. And if you
are
get the direction of
so
my city from a flat
because
Earth
you
map, you're
are
gonna be
so
wrong.
smart. Hey, Ted. Now that you've read about Cavendish, can you explain it to me?
What's that?
Now that you've Googled Cavendish for the first time, maybe in your whole life, and know about it, what does Cavendish mean? What did Cavendish prove?
Well, I just read it out for you. You want me to do it again?
No, you have a memory. What did Cavendish prove?
Well, it says right here. Was the first experiment to measure the force of gravity between masses in the laboratory.
Okay. And
There you
can
go.
you prove gravity for me? Can you prove gravity for me?
Can you prove how the sun and the moon stay up on the flat Earth?
I told you didn't like it, just like I don't
No,
like
it was
your
just a
answers,
story. I want you to prove it.
Oh, Ted, yours is a fairy tale. Mine's a story. Yours is a fairy tale.
Okay,
We'll be happy
so
with that.
do you have any proof?
You have no proof of your sun 91, 94 million miles away in the vacuum of outer space, 10 to the negative 17 torr, translating energy and motion and everything here to the Earth and giving us a little bit of warmth and a little bit of cold. You have no proof of that whatsoever. You were taught that when you were age 5. You still believe it today. So I can believe what I want to believe. You believe what you want to believe.
At age
and we
5,
move on.
I'm pretty sure I didn't even understand time zones.
I don't think you understand much today, but that's okay. That's fine. It's cool. It's cool. Hey, I think it's really cool. Just a second, I touched something on my computer. There, it's back. Okay. So anyway, Cavendish.
Cavendish.
Tell me about Cavendish without looking it up again. Because when you go to your computer, we can see the light in your face from the computer, and we know.
Well,
you're
I'm just
reading
gonna
off
read
the
it
computer.
again.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Hey, prove gravity to me. Can you prove gravity? Do you know the equation for gravity, the formula for gravity? What is the amount that something falls to the ground?
You're rambling, Jimmy. You're rambling.
No.
We need to stick on one topic because you agreed we would stick on one topic. So can you stick to one fucking topic?
We're talking about Cavendish.
You goddamn motor mouth.
Some people say that Cavendish proved gravity. Is that correct?
I don't care.
Okay. I love it when you say you don't care. So Cavendish proved gravity. What is gravity? What is the agreed upon a downward acceleration for gravity that we all agree upon? What is the formula? What is the number? What is it?
You want me to just look it up again?
No, it's
I'll do it.
9.81 meters per second squared. 9.81 meters per second squared is
Oh,
the agreed
really?
upon average by which
Oh,
things
so
fall
you
to the
know
ground
the
in
answer
6 seconds.
already. But
But
then why did you
didn't know
ask?
it. But you didn't know it. You
No,
told me you had to
look,
look it up
Jimmy.
again.
So
You
Jimmy,
told me
Jimmy,
you had to
Jimmy,
look it up.
Jimmy, you need to relax. So Jimmy, yeah. So if you already knew, why did you ask me instead of just making a point? Instead of just making an argument about it, go ahead and present your argument.
I wanted to see how lost you were, Ted. That's all.
Present your argument, Jimmy.
I just wanted to see how lost you were, Ted. That's
well,
fine.
You have nothing to present. You're just rambling.
Ted, within gravity, 9.81 meters per second squared, which is the agreed upon average by which things fall to the ground. What are the two components that make up gravity that have never been ever?
I'm not going to do your question and answer thing. You can just make an argument.
I'm going to help. I'm going to help you because you
your
don't know.
argument, Jimmy. If you
Gravity,
don't make an argument and ask me a question, I'll tell you again to make an argument. So just so you're aware of this, don't ask me anything else. Make an argument.
You don't know squat other than what you read when you were.
That's not an argument. That's a personal attack. Make an argument about the shape of the Earth.
I will tell you that gravity is debunked, and I'm going to debunk it for you. Will you give me a little
Go
bit of
ahead.
time? Okay. Hey, but I have to ask you some questions because
You're not going to ask me anything. It's your argument.
I can't ask you anything.
It's your argument. Go ahead and present your argument.
Are you saying I can't?
Is your argument dependent on my answers?
I want to know how much you know.
Is your argument dependent on my answers? Because then your argument is fucking weak.
Ted, Tom, whatever. I want to know how much you know.
Yeah, Tom, where did you get this from?
I want to know how much you. I want to know how much you know. What makes up the 9.81?
No, I'm not going to answer your question. Make your argument.
Can we
Okay,
try and
I'm
bring
gonna
it back
tell you-
to
I'm
a
gonna tell you-
topic that's like a back and forth with evidence, maybe?
I'm going to tell you what makes up your 9.81.
He said he
meters
just
per
gonna
second
debunk
squared.
gravity, so go ahead, Jim.
Okay, 9.81 meters per second squared has the radius of the Earth in it, and it has the mass of the Earth in it, and as
Where?
part of its components, they come up with 9.81 meters per second squared. Did you know that?
What's your argument?
Am I running circles around you intellectually, Ted?
You're not gonna ask me again. You need to make an argument.
Okay, Ted. Hey, Ted, take the loss, lick your wounds, and we'll talk some more.
There's no loss. You didn't make an argument.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Who measured the radius of the Earth?
I don't care.
Who measured the mass of the Earth?
I don't care.
Do you believe that things fall to the ground in agreed upon average of 9.81 meters per second squared? Yes or no?
Sure.
Okay, so within that 9.81 meters per second squared, you have the radius of the Earth and mass of the Earth. Who came up with the radius of the Earth? Who came up with the mass of the Earth? Because you're so much
Already
smarter
said I
than me.
don't care. What's your argument?
Okay, you don't care. You believe
What
something.
is
You have-
your argument?
I'm asking you, who measured the radius of the Earth?
Questions are not arguments. So
No,
make
I'm
it fucking argument.
I'm asking you, seeing how much you
I
know.
don't care about your questions. You need to make an argument, Jimmy.
Ted,
Jimmy.
it's okay, Ted, I can see why back on November 21st, when I was giving you a hard time.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything here.
When I was
You
giving you a
need to
hard
make
time
an
November
argument,
21st,
Jimmy.
and you muted me and you removed my text messages because I was disagreeing with you. I can see why you muted me because you
Okay,
could
so
put up with me,
I'll
and
just
you were
make
a
an argument
moderator.
then.
Hey, I just want people to know that this guy on November
I'll go ahead.
21st, when he was a moderator,
The
he went ahead and
tides
muted
on
me
the
and
oceans
removed
can't
my
be
text
explained on
messages
the flat
because he
Earth
didn't like what I was saying. So here I am
because
talking
there's
to
no
him.
force
Here's my
being
place.
introduced that makes the water move.
Who came up? Oh, you want?
I
hey,
gave
I
you
tell
a
what.
specific
I tell you
argument
what.
just
I
now,
tell you
Jimmy,
what.
if you listened.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
you
help
can address
I'm
it.
gonna help you. I'm going to help you on gravity. And then we'll
So,
talk about water.
Demon's
Hey,
right.
I'm going to
Did
help
I
you
not
on
just
gravity.
make an argument for him to address?
I'm gonna talk to you about gravity, prove that gravity's debunked, and then can we go to water? Can we go to water after that?
So, moderator, did I not
yeah.
just make an argument for
Jim-
Jimmy to address?
Jim, can you try and address the question he asked you? Because he has been addressing the
What was the
topics you
question?
bring forth.
Jimmy, what was the
Go ahead and
question?
rephrase
What
it
was the
for
question?
Ned.
What was the question?
All right. The point I made was that the tides can't be explained on the flat Earth because there's no force being introduced that makes the water move.
Who came up with the idea of tides on the Earth? That the moon made tides on the Earth. Do you know who that person was?
That's not addressing my point about the flat Earth.
No, you don't know who that person was who came up with that, do you?
It's unrelated to flat Earth. Stick to the flat Earth.
There is no place in your fairy tale
We're not talking about a globe. We're talking about flat Earth.
Flat on the stationary topographical plane. They are not even everywhere.
Oh my
on
God!
God's
Can you stick to the point?
They are. I just answered your question. You don't.
No,
like
you
it.
didn't. You're going to the globe. I talked about the flat Earth.
The tides are not consistent everywhere on a stationary topographical.
But that's
plane.
not the
There are
point I
some
made.
there are some places.
Can you
where the
steel man
tides-
my argument, Jimmy?
There are some places that.
No, I
tides
would
are
like you
lower,
to steel man
and
my
there-
argument,
and there's
please.
Some places that tides are nowhere.
Jimmy,
Hey,
I'm not gonna listen
hey,
to your fucking
hey,
ramblings again. You need
hey,
to
are there
steal. You
tides-
need to steel man my argument, so I know you listened.
Yeah, that's a
Are
good
there
idea.
Go ahead.
Can you
Are there
rephrase what his
tides in the Great
question
Lakes?
was?
Are there tides?
Yeah,
in the
you
Great
need to
Lakes?
steel man my argument, so I know
Are
you
there
fucking
tides on the
listened.
Are there tides in the Great Lakes?
I'm not gonna do this, Jimmy. You need to
Are
steel
there
man my
tides in the Great
argument.
Lakes? Do you
Otherwise,
know?
we can't continue.
You talk about tides as if you know. Kepler.
Steel man my argument.
Kepler is the one that came up with the idea of tides.
This is
affecting the moon.
intolerable. He can't
Kepler-
demonstrate that he's listening to me. He's just
I
ranting.
You cannot prove the moon.
Can this
you know,
guy
does
be
the
muted
tides.
until he
You-
can steel man my argument in the
No,
chat?
I think maybe if you. I
This
think
is
it would be
incredible.
nice, Jim, if
He
you could
refuses
steel
to
man.
address it.
Yeah, hold on, Ed. I think it would be nice if you could steel
I
man what he's
told you
asking
the
you,
answer.
Jim. Well, yeah.
On a stationary topographical plane, Demon, the tides are not uniform. Some places they don't even exist. And he didn't know that Kepler was the one that came up that said that moons.
None of that is
tides on the
related to
pole.
my argument. He's not listening.
Your question, Ed, was how do tides work on a flat Earth?
Yeah,
That
because
is
there's no force
exactly what-
there's no
that is
force introduced
exactly
to
what-
move
hey,
the water.
Demon.
You see, he's
Tide-
not even listening. I can't even finish the fucking point.
Go ahead.
Tides on a flat Earth can't work because there's no force introduced to move the water. Please address it.
Tides are not consistent on a stationary.
That has
topographical
nothing to do
plane.
with it.
It has everything to do with it.
No, it doesn't
could
tell
be-
me where the
it could
fucking
be-
force is coming from.
It could be the magnetic north. It
Oh,
could
this
be-
guy is incredible.
No.
I'm gonna roll. I'm
you-
gonna enjoy it.
You believe that Kepler came up with the tides for the moon, and you believe it, even though you can't prove it, that you have a little bit over here on the other side, it comes over here, and then there's nothing north or south or above and below it, and you believe it. And so, we have a magnetic electro forces on this earth. We have electrostatics. We have so many things that happen on our observations, people. Our observations and what we see tell us that we have an electromagnetic force that moves out from the north or from the center of the earth. It moves around. It gets weaker as it goes to the southern latitudes. We can document that. We know that. And so we know that tides are not uniform around God's stationary topographical plane. They are greater some places than they are other places. If you globers don't want to accept that, that is just fine. But Kepler came up with your little fairy tale that the moon, 238,000 miles away, affects the tides here on this earth. I gave you an answer. You guys believe in a fairy tale. And if the guy high on weed wants to not take anything, that's fine. I tell you what, I'll give you another win.
No, you're not gonna tell me anything anymore because you're just ranting again and you're not addressing the fucking point I made. I'll make it again. I'll make it again. And you're gonna address it this time, Jimmy.
Hey, Demon.
No, you need to stop flapping your lips because you've talked enough for now. The point I made was tides can't work on a flat Earth because there's no force introduced that's moving the water.
I gave you
Address
a force.
it, please.
I gave you a force. You don't want it.
You talked about the tides being irregular. That doesn't address fuck all.
Did I get through your weed enhanced state that possibly it was electromagnetism? It was magnetic.
Oh, and
forces
where is this electromagnetism coming from?
That emulate from the center, from the North Pole. And as you get farther away from the North Pole, you can actually see that the force becomes less and less until you get to the southern latitudes, which might explain why you have a slight Coriolis effect in the southern latitudes on a stationary topographical plane. Just because you don't like my answer, I don't care. I'm not going to give you a globe.
It's speculation. It's pure speculation.
Regardless,
and so
Ed,
is yours.
Regardless, Ed,
No, it isn't.
that does seem to be his answer. If you don't agree that is sufficient, we're going to leave that up to the audience.
No, it's fine. I'm just pointing out it's speculation. We can move on.
So, so let's go back. Let's go back to gravity before we go to water. Can we go to water sometimes before we get out of here? Do you agree to that?
What about the water?
I want to do gravity first, please. Okay, so in the 9.81 meters per second squared, you have the radius of the Earth and the mass of the Earth. And you're not going to tell me because you don't know, but the radius of the Earth, supposedly Alvin Rooney had something to do with it back around 1050. He had some calculations. He took the bottom calculation, the top ones didn't like those, threw them out, took the ones in the middle, and it slowly came out to be 3,959 miles, but the most we've ever gone down is 7.8 miles in Russia. Took 20 years to do it, and those 7.8 miles, it was hotter than they thought it would be before they dug down 7.8 miles. So how can we possibly know? How can we possibly know what the rest of it is at 3,952 miles? Because we've only gone down 7.8. Now, mass of the Earth, you don't want to answer that one either because you don't know.
Well, hold on. You're just ranting about what's beneath the rest of the Earth, and
what is?
You want to move past that?
No. What? Prove to me what's closer to your fairy tale Earth, lower than 7.8 miles? Tell me what it is.
What's beneath there? I don't know.
Yes.
Bunch of rocks.
How do you a bunch of rocks? That's really scientific. I tell you what, Ted, that is.
Hey,
really
wrong. You're hot
scientific.
micing.
That is. How do you know what is below the 7.8 miles dug in Russia that took 20 years to do it? How do you know what's down there?
Personally, well, I haven't measured it, so I don't know.
Nobody has.
How do you know that?
Because I asked you, and you know everything, and you don't know how they came up with the radius of the Earth. Ted, you know everything. You didn't care about the radius
No, I
of
don't.
the Earth. You don't see. You don't care. See, Ted, you don't care. And
No,
you
there's a
don't
lot of
care.
stuff I don't care about, and there's
And
a lot of stuff I don't know.
I want you to know that Ted said that it's 7.8 miles. Russia took 20 years to do. I asked him what was down underneath that 7.8 miles, and he said a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, a bunch of
Oh,
rocks. Sure.
A bunch of that is so scientific, Ted. I tell you that. I tell you, if I wasn't,
What's your argument then? Make a fucking point.
Gravity at 9.81 meters per second squared is a total fabrication because
What does that have to
has
do with
ever
digging down
measured-
8 miles?
Hey Ted, is everything in the world electrostatic?
What does that have to do with digging down 8 miles?
Because you think it's 39.59 miles, 3,959 miles.
It's not about
to
what
the
I think.
center of
It's
the
been
Earth.
measured.
Who measured it?
People measured the circumference of
Who
Earth,
measured
and then
it?
you
There's
said.
gotta be a- there's
Well,
gotta
I'm
be
trying
one-
to answer, but you wouldn't even let me finish one fucking sentence.
Go ahead,
So
man.
what
Go
happens
ahead.
is people measure the circumference of Earth. You're echoing the chat, Jim, I think. Anyway, people measure the circumference of Earth, and then they apply math, and then you get a radius. You know, that thing you asked me about before. How do you get the circumference from the diameter? Well, you can go backwards too. You can get a radius from the circumference. There's your fucking answer.
Who measured the circumference of the Earth at 24,901 miles? Okay. So you believe in a spinning, watery, curvy, bendy ball with certain dimensions, and you think it's irrelevant. Am I right?
No, I think it's irrelevant to know who exactly measured it.
The answer is yes. So thank you for answering the question. You didn't answer it, but you actually said yes. So thank you very much.
No, I said I think it's irrelevant to know who exactly measured it. That's the irrelevant part, which you are trying to make relevant for some unknown reason. Because what you do is never make any argument. You just rant, then you laugh, then you move to a next rant.
Ted, I'm going to destroy gravity for you. Can I have 5 minutes, please?
Again? That's what you said 30 minutes ago.
I didn't say that 30
I'm
minutes
still
ago.
waiting.
I didn't say that 30 minutes ago, but nice try. Is everything intrinsic? Is everything?
Do it.
Is everything?
Don't ask me questions. Destroy gravity. Go.
Ted, I want to know.
Don't ask me one fucking thing.
Ted, I want to know what you, Ted. I want to know what Ted knows. I want to know what Ted knows. Is that fair? Is that fair?
No, you're not going to ask me anything. Make your argument.
Is that fair, Demon? That the person I'm debating knows something I'm talking about?
I don't care.
I mean, anybody can ask me anything. You guys,
I don't care, Jim. You're going to make an argument. Don't ask me again.
In the future, that we debate terrain versus terrain versus germ, or flat versus globe. Anytime in the future that anybody debates me on those two objects, those two subjects, anybody can ask me anything they want.
Good for you. You're not going to ask me anything anymore. You're going to make an argument.
I can't ask Ted. Ted,
you've asked me enough questions.
Ted,
make your point.
Ted, is everything electrostatics in the world?
You've asked me enough questions.
Ted,
make your
is
point.
Everything electrostatics in the world?
I'm not going to answer a single question until you've made a point.
Okay. Ted, I'm going to tell you right now, everything is electrostatics in the world. I'm going to school you, okay? Everything is electrostatics in the world.
What's the argument?
Even the Faraday cage
up there.
cannot block electrostatics. Of course, you don't know that. So it comes down to electromagnetic fluctuations exist within electrostatics. Some people call it the electrostatic induction, but a lot of people will go, especially your side, will go, well, electrostatics repels also. No, it doesn't. Incoherent magnetism, as two of the masses in Cavendish, which we're going to destroy right now, are both incoherent. Incoherent magnetism, void of polarization, is only attractive, and in fact, the strength or pull of the magnitude of the force is inversely proportional to the mass.
You're just
Therefore,
reading off a fucking script. What's the argument you're trying to make
it's in
here?
my head, and it's down here because I wrote it down. It's a lot of words, and I have it in my head, and I have it down. Don't be jealous, Ted. Don't be jealous. And so therefore you will get a very weak effect due to incoherent dielectrical acceleration or incoherent magnetism, because incoherent magnetism is only attractive. There is no polarization. So therefore there is no repulsion. So that little attractive force you got inside of Cavendish could have been electrostatics and not with your gravity. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, so you're speculating again.
Everything that you talk about with your spinning, watery, curvy, bendy ball has never been empirical.
Well, all you said is, well, it could be this. What if it's that? That's speculation based on absolutely nothing.
That's what we're talking about, Ted. That's what we're talking about today.
No,
we're trying
we're
to change
not.
Hey, Ted.
Hey,
Ted,
by the way,
change
buddy, I'm
minds.
still waiting for you
Ted.
to absolutely
Ted.
destroy gravity. Can you go
Ted.
ahead and do that, please?
Ted, I'm not done yet, Ted.
I thought
Ted,
you were gonna destroy
Ted.
gravity.
Ted, take another.
Yeah,
another
Jimmy,
puff of your-
destroy
Ted,
gravity. Go
Ted,
ahead.
Ted, take another puff of your weed and be quiet and enjoy your weed, okay? Go ahead.
Don't mind if I do. Just make your argument.
So Ted, we can take a simple kinematic equation. You know what a kinematic equation is?
I told you,
don't care,
don't
do
ask
you?
me anything. Just make your
You
point.
don't care. God, you're such a dunce. Anyway, a kinematic equation. You can take h, which is height of the object above the ground. You can take t, which is the time of the fall of the ground. You can take velocity, which is the initial velocity. Most times it's 0, because something starts at 0 or starts at rest, like my pen is doing right now. It starts at 0, and then you have a, which is the constant acceleration downward. A simple kinematic equation does this. You can take h equal 1/2 at squared times vt. You can simplify it to h equal 1/2 at squared, and then you can solve for a, which is acceleration, the constant acceleration downward. You can do a equal 2h divided by t squared. Then you can come over, you can actually find something to use. You can actually do it yourself. You don't have to have a scientist.
God damn, when are you going to destroy
I'm
gravity?
answering your question. I'm destroying gravity, but you don't want me to.
No, you're not. You're just ranting. This has nothing to do with anything.
I am giving you equation that anybody can do, and we don't have to rely on a scientist to tell
Oh,
us.
so
Is that okay?
math does
Is that
dictate
okay?
reality now? Is that it?
okay?
I
that
thought
okay?
it was the other way around.
So you can take a ball drop.
Does
from a
math
certain
dictate
height.
dictate
You can-
reality, Jim?
Hey, you wanted me to destroy
Jim,
gravity. Will you please
does
be
math
quiet while I
dictate
do-
reality?
Hey, Demon,
Yes or no?
he asked me to destroy gravity, and he won't let me answer.
Yeah.
Or are you just
so
giving me
can
some
you-
equations?
Well, hold on. Can we tidy it up, Jim? Let's get it under, and then we'll have Ed respond to it. If you can wrap it up.
Okay, and then if with your permission, Demon, I
You
wanna
have
go
1
to-
minute.
you're telling me
Yeah, I'm telling you, you have 1 minute.
Demon,
I've listened to you
Demon,
rant long
Demon,
enough. You have 1 minute.
Demon,
Go.
he's dictating to me how much farther I can go. Is
How
that
about
right?
this? Let's give you 30 seconds to run it, because that's actually a lot of time, I think, to get your point across. Then we'll give Ed 30 seconds to respond to that, and then I have a couple questions maybe we could ask from the crowd.
You can actually take a ball drop, and you can do the H, T, V, and A, and you will come down to A equal 10 meters per second squared. I haven't even broke a sweat. I've come within 2% of 9.81 meters per second squared. I haven't broken a sweat. I haven't had to do the mass of the Earth. I haven't had to do the radius of the Earth. I can do it myself. I don't have to rely on a scientist to do it. I've come within 2% of your 9.81 meters per second squared, gravity, Newton. And so I just destroyed your gravity. I gave you an alternative. Okay, thanks for the 30 seconds, Demon.
All right.
Now you have 30 seconds. How's that?
Thank you. Okay. None of that even addressed gravity. It's just a bunch
the
of
whole
ad
thing
hoc.
addressed gravity.
I thought I had 30 seconds.
Okay, I will. Like that.
I don't even need 30 seconds, but thanks. So, none of that addressed gravity. It was just a bunch of ad hoc, giving a bunch of equations that were unrelated and How does this debunk gravity? Let's just move on because this was nothing again.
Okay,
You
good.
said
I
you
like
had you said you had questions from the audience, Demon Stride.
Go ahead,
About
Demon.
that.
Okay, just give me 1 second here. All right. Gotta go to my DMs here. Slide into my DMs. All right, so this one's for Jim. Which direction does light bend through a gradient of refractive index where the highest index of refraction is below?
Did you see my refraction GIF before? Was he here or she here for that?
I don't believe so, but is that your answer? The GIF?
Okay. The gift is my answer, yes. Should I replay it? I'll be happy to replay it.
Yeah, post it in the chat, please.
No, I'll just replay it for the whole live stream. That's fine. If the person is still here. And then if you want to discuss that gift, I'll be happy to discuss that gift for you. Is that fair, Demon? Okay, so I'm going to go find it here just a second. Thank you. Let's see here. Did everybody see that?
Hold on 1 second. Let me get it set up here.
Yeah, I'm sharing it with the VC with the group.
Yep, I got it now.
Oh, it stopped on. I thought it would just keep going back and forth, and it didn't. A second, sorry. I thought it's 9 seconds. I thought it would just repeat itself all the time. It's no fun. Darn it. There it goes. You see it?
Yeah, I'm just curious, how does this answer the question of which way does the light bend when in a gradient where the highest refractive index is down?
Okay, if you're looking at air, a refractive index of air is 1.003. Refractive index of water is 1.33. The refractive index of that 80% sugar solution that people love to bend that light through, it tends to be green water, is 1.50. Gravity diamond is 2.417. So I tend to reject the assumption that light bends because people want it to bend. It has to go through molecules. It has to enter a molecule. It can enter the molecule, the top, bottom, sides, or in the middle, depending on where it enters the molecule. It will change direction inside the molecule. It will exit the molecule until it's another one, and it will do the exact same thing inside that molecule. That's why you're getting that gift of everything going up and down like this. You don't curve because you want your ball. A light in the medium of air will do this, just like that GIF shows. So if you want to give me a cartoon like Tom Coombs gave a cartoon, ABC 57 affiliate with Josh Nowicki on the shoreline, where light bends up and then down, and then puts Chicago behind the ball, and then you get this miracle where everything is lifted up so you can see it as if it's in a stationary topographical plane. If you want to live with that fairy tale, go ahead. I will stand behind this gift. That light will go this way because it goes into molecules. It doesn't bend just because you want it to bend. It has to go through heat molecules, water molecules, has to go through something. It can go through helium, it can go through hydrogen. It has to go through something, and it will give you this kind of look here, just like that gift did. If you don't want to go with that because you want to believe in your fairy tale that you live in a ball and that light bends around your ball like Ruhef likes to think once in a while, go ahead. Next question.
Oh, holy shit. You didn't answer the question.
I did answer I even showed a gift.
It's asking you which way the light bends, which direction.
Hold on, let's get Ev Freeze. Let's get Ev Freeze. Go ahead and give us your answer to that question.
I think it would bend downward. See how easy that was? Okay, next
What's
question, please.
What's the mechanism that it bends downward at 10?
I don't care. Next question.
I want everybody to know that Ted just said he thinks it bends downward. I asked him what the mechanism was that it bends downward.
It's irrelevant.
And he said he didn't care.
That wasn't the question.
I gave an answer. I actually showed a gift and I gave the answer. I explained what happened. Ted said he thinks it bends downward, but he doesn't care. Okay, Demon, next question.
All right, so besides the matter involved, what else is required in order for hydrostatic equilibrium to occur?
Hydrostatic, I'm not real familiar with hydrostatic, so I'm not going to be able to comment on that. Hydro means water, right? So basically, I'm not real familiar on that subject, and I have to pass, and I apologize.
Someone's have to give you a new nickname.
I tell you what, just for you, Demon, today is Sunday. By Friday, I'll meet you on voice chat here in Tartaria, and I'll give you a rundown on hydrostatics. Is that a deal?
Works for me.
Okay, good.
Ed, did you
And
have
anybody who wants to show up,
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay.
anybody who wants to show up on Friday in 5 days and hear about hydrostatics in Dovid's server, maybe you can call ahead and we'll tell you when the discussion is going to be, and we'll have fun.
All right. Do you guys want to give your closing statements, and then we can open it up to open discussion?
Good. I would like to talk about water, but we'll pass. I tried to get to water yesterday with Battleborn, and I couldn't get to water. I really wanted to get to water with him, and I couldn't. I guess I won't be getting to water today either. Okay, because I just want you to. My closing statement. Can I go do the closing statement first, Ted? Or do you
Sure,
want to
Jimmy,
first?
go ahead.
So, Ted, thank you, Ted. I just want you to know that you have your physics of water, large bodies. How long do I have? 2 minutes, Demon?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So your physics of water basically says that large bodies of water at rest do not bend. Large bodies of water at rest do not bend. Now, we are told by the globers, the anti-flat earthers, the ballers, that if this goes out 2 miles this way and this goes out 2 miles this way, we can no longer see it. It starts to bend. Isn't that nice? It's in the water bottle here. It's nice and level, but if it goes out 2 miles that way or 2 miles that way, it starts to bend because of gravity, because they got to have their ball. So it's really super. I'm glad I had a chance to talk about water for just a second. So it's really a wonderful thing. And I got to talk about my Mars candy bar and my Milky Way candy bar. My last thing I'll say before I give it over to my good friend Ted, that we were taught from our earliest years that if Ted is on top of the ball, here's the Earth, sample of the Earth. If Ed is on top of the ball, he is standing upright. And then we are taught that if Ted is on the side of the ball, he is still standing upright. And then we are taught that if Ted is on the bottom of a ball, it's still staying upright. Why? Because gravity pulls everything not towards the surface, but towards the center of the ball, which has never been explored, never been explained. We've gone 7.81 miles down. We have another 3,952 miles, 51 miles to go, which we never explored. But we know what the center of the ball is, and we know what gravity is. And when Ed's on the bottom of the ball, he is actually standing upright. And because the ball has a certain amount of mass to it, that's when gravity kicks in. Because if the ball was a little bit smaller, maybe gravity wouldn't kick in because the mass wouldn't be
10
great
seconds
enough.
left.
So people who are actually on the bottom of the ball would be on the bottom of the ball. But because the mass is so great, the person on the bottom of the ball is now standing upright. Thanks.
Thank you, Jim. All right, go ahead, Ed.
All right. Well, it was an interesting experience. I wouldn't so much call it a debate. It was more listening to her rant. Didn't hear much evidence for the flat Earth at all. No explanations for anything. Things were just wished away, and same old, same old. Meanwhile, the Earth is still measured to be a globe, so you can cope with that. And thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks, Ted.
Thanks for
I
coming.
know we don't get along real well, but I appreciate you showing up.
All right.
Yeah, it was a slow start, but once the painkillers kicked in, I was ready to go.
Why don't we go ahead? If
well.
anyone else wants to join in and ask a question, go ahead and pop in now.
Let's get this party started.
Wow, what a shit show.
Yeah, that was terrible, guys. I hate to say, like, I watched the whole thing, but man,
Hey,
that was horrendous.
Hey Dan, Jim, we asked you for a model. You gave a picture of Santa Claus and said that was a model. I'll give that to you. But you also said you had an equation for Santa Claus. Do you please have that equation? Could you share it with us, please?
The equation for Santa Claus is as theoretical and as fake as
I don't give a shit if it's theoretical or not. You said you had one, so what is this equation, please?
Hey, I was being maybe a little facetious.
Oh, you were lying again. Gotcha. Okay, good.
Okay, that's good. That's okay.
So you don't have an equation for Santa. Thank you.
Okay, paid Nash Shield. When does your paycheck come in? When's your paycheck come in?
But do you have a better model or just that one little picture for Santa?
It's okay. It's okay, paid Nash Shield.
Thank you.
It's okay. Yes, Shane, it was a crap show. I totally agree. And I will say going into it, I kind of figured it would be. So I apologize to everybody who sat through it.
Well, my question is, Jim, is this your preferred method? Do you prefer shit shows?
No, I prefer. I actually enjoyed the two, especially the first one yesterday, and I enjoyed talking to Matthew Learns on November 19th and December 3rd. I enjoy it. I kind of knew this was going to happen, so I kind of went with the flow. I apologize. It won't happen. That's why I'm looking forward to Modern Day Debate YouTube, where I don't have to deal with people who are high and stuff like that.
I wouldn't count on that, Jim. I think everyone that you interact with on a daily basis is high, to be honest. I don't know if
just about everyone. Unless I'm at work.
But I think that was terrible. I mean, what's with the patronizing nicknames that you started and then persisted with the whole time? Nothing.
He's the one back in November 21st that when you were there as a moderator who basically took my my text messages and muted me because he was moderator and I was a nobody. And so
I'm gathering that's like the whole focus of this debate was that one interaction. If I'm putting the pieces together, what do you think, Ed?
Well, it's amazing when one person can actually mute somebody who happens to be a globe earther, and he's doing it specifically because I'm not, because I wasn't being mean back then, so it's fine. I just want to get this down, in front of these good people. So you're saying that I'm always like this, Shane?
No, the one you did with Matthew Learns was stellar, right? Like I didn't even have to do anything. I could walk away. I come back. You guys were chill and great, and it was nice to listen to. There was good conversation, but I haven't seen many examples of that from you. From that,
we had November 19th. We had December 3rd, both with Matthew. I talked to the good gentleman, Dr. Blitz PhD, 2 Fridays ago on his TikTok channel.
Did you? I bet that was horrible.
I started at 12 o'clock my time, midnight. He started at 7 o'clock his time in the Czech Republic. We talked for 135 minutes. It was wonderful. I asked him if we could talk again. He said, sure can. At the end, he said, thanks for coming on, buddy. And we had an awesome time. I got up the next morning and somebody said in a message to me on TikTok that he was a glober and he caught the last end of it. He never seen a flat earther be so respectful, and he thanked me for it. And then I sent Blitz a message, said thanks for having me on. He goes, yes, anytime. It's great. And so you assumed, see, in your tone of voice, Shane, you assumed that it was bad, that it would have been bad with Blitz. Am I incorrect?
Well, yeah, I was asking you because I wasn't there, right? So it's good to know that that wasn't the case, though.
Yeah, but I inferred it from what you said that you thought it was probably going to be bad
Like,
too.
if I had to guess without any context, absolutely, you'd be right, right? So I'm glad to know that I was wrong.
Very good. Okay.
That's cool.
It's just fine. See, Shane, I am going towards, and this is what I've been sending, messages to Wheaton College. Moody Bible Institute has 22 religion professors there, and I have sent emails to all of them. And Wheaton College got back with me and said, well, we really can't do anything with you right now because we're finishing up our term, for the semester. But maybe in the fall we can have you on. And Moody Bible does it through the professors and through a radio station. You get interviewed for the radio interview. I have somebody here in South Bend that has called me and said, they'd like to have an interview, whether I go to the studio or whether I do it online. So I am tending to go towards the academic, the credentialed, and getting away from people like that. So because I really appreciate people like Blitz, I appreciate Matthew, who has a master's in computer science and a BA in mathematics. I am really tending to go away from Discord, non-academic, non-credentialed people. So if that helps, we had this little talk in Earth Awakenings in December. I know Gio was there, Austin was there, and I basically said we need to get away from these Globers who are online on Discord and on TikTok because they're not doing anything for us. And I said, we need to be able, by July to be doing our own thing and not talking to Globers on Discord. And I walked away to go to the restroom and get something to drink. And one of the people, I don't know who it was, somebody mentioned that if we're still doing this in July, what we talked about doing tonight, then it's just a waste. There was a whole wasted conversation because I wanted to get us to a situation where the STPers, flat earthers, were not involved with Globers anymore on Discord or TikTok. So I kind of told myself back then, if it isn't changed by July, then I will be gone and I will be doing my own thing with people that know that we're STPers, which I've met a lot of them on Discord, but I've met them some here and I've met some on Instagram. I've met some on Telegram. So, and then I'm meeting people all around. I mean, they tell you the beaches around here are just jam packed during the summer, and so that's a ripe atmosphere for me. So yes, I can see why you would be turned off by this. I can see why Demon would be turned off by it. I'm actually turned off by it too, but that's why I'm going in a different direction. And I'll keep my friends here. I'll keep my friends here on Discord. But a lot of you good people that I've communicated with the last 3, 4, 5 months, I won't talk to ever again.
Well, it's good that you're going in the different directions. I think that's probably constructive for everyone, including you.
Yes,
We appreciate your effort and your debates and you're putting forth into the community, man. Or at least I know I do.
That's the reason that I'm studying quantum mechanics, and that's the reason that I'm reading up on general and special relativity and time dilation and mass increase and all those things.
Just don't try to show Ed because apparently Ed doesn't care about relativity. He doesn't need relativity for his globe belief, I guess.
Yeah. So I am the reason I am.
Well, I was just waiting for him to make an argument, which he never did.
The reason I'm reading up on quantum mechanics and special and general relativity and trying to learn as much as I possibly can is because I know where I'm going with this. I'm not going to Discord and TikTok. I'm going to the academic, world. I've already visited Notre Dame, their science department, and so I am. I'm going the credentialed academic route, and because I knew if things weren't different by July, I would be gone. It just may happen sooner. I hope it doesn't, but that's my goal. My goal is to talk to people who do this for a living. That's why Professor Parks and I get along awesome. And
yeah, but he gets along with everybody.
He told me in a DM just last week. He said he's finishing up school. His semester, and when he's done, he'll have more time because I've asked him to come on and talk biblical cosmology, and virology with me, inside of a group of EC. And he said he looked forward to it. He has to finish up school, and as soon as school's over, he'll spend more time. And he's already told me he'll talk cosmology and virology with me. and I love Professor Parks, even though we disagree. But he's the type of person, plus Matthew, plus Blitz, and plus others that I met two of them at Notre Dame that I want to talk to. And I know a lot of people here on Discord. I have really great friends. I'll keep some of them. Some will never see you again. But that's kind of where I'm going.
So Ed, it was cool to see you're a real person and not an AI robot from like the FED days. That was cool. And also now I see why you did. You put your real picture on the fucking, was it Cornholio? Who was that?
Oh,
Beavis
yeah.
and Butthead? No. That was hilarious. I personally found that hilariously entertaining.
Well, thank you. I'm glad someone enjoyed it.
Do we have any real questions from active participants? Oh, sorry, Demon. It's your thing.
No, I asked in the chat. It didn't seem like anyone really wanted to step forward.
I'll say this. I absolutely agree with Shane. It was a crap
I've
show.
got a question.
I absolutely agree
here
with
we go.
him.
This should be good.
I apologize for it. I will work towards a relationship with Shane. It's been very strained. We've both said words to each other that we probably regret, and I hope we can maybe make that up. So one of the people I leave in July isn't you, because I think you're very intelligent and very nice. But
Yeah.
we've had words. Hopefully we can repair those.
Yeah, no animosity on my end, Jimmy. No.
Anyway,
I've got a question. If Cavendish is designed to show the relationship between mass and attraction, and a well-designed Cavendish experiment shows the relationship between mass and attraction, isn't that an argument in favor of gravity?
Would you agree,
Yes.
Dog? Would you agree, Dog? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ted. Ed.
No, that was all. Yes. Short and simple. Yes.
Is it possible, Dogs, and hopefully you and I can debate on YouTube, with James Coons, because I've asked you to now. Can you say that, it's reported that Cavendish went in looking for density of the Earth and he came up with gravity, two balls working towards each other. And because we live in a gravity-laden world where everything has to be gravity, if you turn gravity upside down and make it not real, you basically turn the whole world upside down. And so is it possible that it was conceived or Texas sharpshooter or reverse engineered or presupposed or assumed that Cavendish, when two balls that were attracted to each other, would be gravity and not something else?
Yes, there was a theory that was tested with Cavendish.
And the only conclusion they came up with was the conclusion that they agreed upon with either Newton or Einstein. Is that correct?
The conclusion fit the theory. That's it. So if there was a different theory and they've tested it, they'd have to test it in a different way in order to make the different theory fit that test.
So in your mind, nothing with your ball, your globe, whatever, is reverse engineered, Texas sharpshoot, presupposed or assumed.
Science assumes and presupposes things all the time, but then tests them.
And so physics and science presupposes a curvy, watery, bendy ball. Is that correct?
No, that's built upon previous scientific knowledge.
Okay.
So they presuppose multiple positions, and then they test them to see which one has evidence for it. And then they build on the evidence-based position with new theories, new predictions, and new evidence.
And if the coordinate system that they want the Earth going around the sun doesn't fit, then they use the Lorentz transform, 1 to the square root of 1 divided by b squared divided by c squared, and they come back to the coordinate system that they want. Do you disagree with that?
Lorentz has been proven. So it's proven independent of them retroactively fitting it to the coordinate system.
Yeah, and so are you saying the Lorentz transform is used to give the coordinate system that the world wants, which is the Earth going around the sun?
No, it's a fact of reality we've proven independent of that coordinate system. So it's like applying, say, the thrust of a turbo to the calculation of the horsepower of a vehicle. It's just applying a fact that's there to previous knowledge, which would be the horsepower of the engine without a turbo applied.
Okay.
Dogs, where you been? Been rooting stuff all the time or just here?
You know what's funny, Shane? Guess what I did last week?
What?
I broke my ankle last week.
Oh, come on. I made you feel like a dick.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just like, I've been lying in bed for the last few days not wanting to do anything. And today's the first day I'm actually trying to get my life together a little.
Wait. So
So
Discord is
how'd you do
something. Discord is something you do when you're getting your life together, not when you're sitting with a broken ankle in your house. That's weird.
No, Discord's something I do when I like have time when I'm doing work as a distraction. Yeah.
So how'd you
I
break
broke my
it?
ankle. I just rolled it. I just rolled it on some grass, and like I thought it was a bad sprain, but they called me back a couple of days later for a CT, and it turns out it was a fracture.
Well, that sucks, dude.
I hope it gets better and you're back doing jump ropes in a few months.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. It will. It'll get there. It'll just be 6 weeks, and I'm just gonna do some like courses and stuff in the meantime, and argue with you guys.
Yeah, surprisingly calmly though. What the hell happened to you?
I try to
What do you
match the
think? He
energy of a
definitely
person,
got
so-
pain meds.
Yeah, he's chilling, dude. Jim's gonna yell
No,
at you
I
now
didn't
though.
actually
You
get
can't
any
actually
pain
have
meds.
any.
I'm just on Panadol, just on like paracetamol.
Can we
They don't
unmute
dole
Ronk
out
yet?
the pain meds in Australia.
No, we can't. Ronk, you're like super.
So
hot, and I
so
can't
is
wait
that
for
you
this.
talking or the meds talking?
The meds are just paracetamol, like
I'm just
you know,
kidding.
2 500-milligram tablets of paracetamol. That's it.
Literally.
I don't even know what they do. Is it a painkiller thing?
Yeah, it's like the standard Panadol, the standard like aspirin, that sort of thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I just have those and like some anti-inflammatories.
Yeah, I missed Ed's opening from the beginning. Did you say anything? Did you just say something like really simple and quick and then yield your time? Because that was my bet.
Yeah. How much did you bet?
For the 2 minutes, I did. Like I kept it really short.
Nice.
But in the 15 minutes, I try to make it a little longer. I just couldn't add anything anymore.
So I got a question here from the audience. It's for both. It is, so what test or measurements have you done personally, and what kind of equipment have you used to test your views? We'll do Jim first.
Oh, okay. Just a sec. Can you do Mr. Ted first on?
Okay,
type
no
into
problem.
something
Yeah,
too.
Ed, what do you got?
Sure. I don't really have any equipment I can say I used, other than my phone. I showed all the pictures in the beginning. I made all of those myself. I use that and I apply logic. There's not much else I can do personally. I'm not some sort of rich guy, you know. It's not that easy to go out and do a lot of experiments, do a lot of measurements. So
logic was your
that's
tool.
all I have, basically, the pictures and the logic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I moved up here. I think my first day was February 6th. I left Dallas February 3rd. I think my first day was here February 5th, February 6th. This came in the mail a couple weeks later. And I'm up here specifically to make, before September 1st, before Labor Day, 8 or 10 videos of places all the way around southern Michigan. Whether it be like 20 miles north of Benton Harbor, which brings Milwaukee into focus, or, St. Joseph, which is 62 miles. They have a nice beach there, 62 miles across Chicago. And then Warren Warren Dunes is where Josh Lewicki has taken some photos, and that more famous one was Muir State Park, which I was there a couple weeks ago. I didn't make the mile trek because my hip wasn't feeling too good. I'd been standing up all day, and so so he got back with me when I sent him a message. Said Warren Dunes is really great. Muir State Park, and of course St. Joseph is great. And so I'm going to, I've only been there twice now, and so I'm going to do a lot of work. I'll probably get, gas is $4 a gallon now, so I'll be using this. I have a nice tripod. This is a P1000, and so I'll be doing a lot of experiments. I have a good gentleman who's going to help me with the editing, and Alex, who is the singer, Alex, who does all the Flat Earth songs. Don't let him take your mind. Don't let him, stuff like that. He's given permission to use his music, in the videos, which is nice of him. So I'm going to make 8 or 10, 6 for sure, but 8 or 10 videos that are 30 to an hour long that I'll put on YouTube and share with people that we live on a stationary topographical plane and not a spinning space ball in the vacuum of outer space. Those will be my observations and experiments in the next 3.5 months. Actually, more than that, it's like 4 months. May, June, July, August, 4 months.
All right. Well, I think if we don't have any more back and forth discussion or any questions, we can probably wrap it up here. You guys what do you want to do? A poll in the chat, see who won that one. We'll start a record.
For who won? What if I say Demon Stride won? Would everyone agree with me?
Yeah, let's put Ed and Jim and Demon in it, and we'll all vote for Demon. I agree with that.
So that's how that one will go. Yeah.
Everybody vote.
Yeah, that's
for
a good
Demon.
solution.
Everybody vote for Demon. So Demon, make sure you put your name. Make sure you put your name.
Definitely the true winner. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to, Demon. We do not care. If you want to, Demon, you don't have to. Demon, if you don't want to, you don't have to post the YouTube of this.
Oh, it's live right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
he has no choice.
Oh well, life goes on.
Is there a Tartaria channel?
Yeah, it's in the chat there, or I'll post it again at the end of this. All right, well, I'd like to thank our debaters for coming, Mr. Jim Waterworld and Ed Freeze. It was a gripping debate. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the channels. It really helps a lot. And stay tuned.
Thanks, everybody.